everywhere. From the director of Rogue One, the creator, rated PG.
Doing all right, how are you?
Now playing only in theaters.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Thursday,
Yes, sir.
mostly sunny skies with a high of 103. And for tonight,
All right, we're coming up in 30 with the regular show open with Jimmy B, Roc and Manuch.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. What will
Sure
you find
thing,
at
you got
Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under. Like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and
Yeah,
more.
I have the ringer
Find
on,
the
so if
latest
someone calls, I'll
trends
pick
and
it
new
up.
arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In Iraq and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com.
You guys are hot.
Time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910.
Hey, everybody, good afternoon to you on a Thursday. It's a football night, so that means we are hanging here at Twin Peaks. We're at Twin Peaks in Camelback. You can come out and hang out with us. There's already a great crowd. They're in here, and they're watching all of the games that are on TV right now, including the D-backs game as they are trailing 3-1 to the White Sox in the 7th inning. Manuch, it's always fun when we come here. I like it here. It's great.
Well, I love it because it's the beginning of football, right?
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got it going on. Great game tonight. Detroit, Green Bay Packers. As the Lions were the spoilers last year. Remember that, guys? To knock out the Packers.
They were, yeah.
For the playoffs, Dan Campbell and Jared Goff, this team excited, ready, and raring to go. And I'm just going to actually see if the Lions can continue to be the sexy pick for all the prognosticators there in the first half of the season. So it'll be a good football game, and it's always a great game when these two old rivalries get together.
And they are. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, 99.9 FM HD2, and also on the iHeartRadio app. Jax is with us out here. Connor holding down the fort at the iHeart Studios. So let's go.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, it's the Diamondbacks and the White Sox presently in progress. We'll update you on that in just a moment. The fallout from the DeAndre Ayton trade. And, look, everybody knows how popular the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B show is. Now, we are international because we will be headed to Italy to the Ryder Cup today. Roc is there, and he will be checking in with us a little later on in the show, and we can't wait for that.
You know, we're a little envious. We are. Because Roc's on assignment.
Yeah.
He is definitely on assignment.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to definitely do that. So, you know, Roc always seems to volunteer for all this.
How does that happen?
I don't know. You know, he's it. He's the captain. He's the boss. And I guess we give him leeway. And quite frankly, guys, it's nice to get him the hell out of here once in a while, right?
Now, that's a good call.
But he should be calling in right around, we'll say right around 2 o'clock. Kind of give us an update on as things get ready for mañana.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. The crowds are going to just be massive for the Ryder Cup. It's going to be a lot of fun watching that golf tournament. All right, Diamondbacks right now in progress. They are in the 7th inning. White Sox lead at 3-1, and it'd be nice if the Diamondbacks could come back and get this one, because if they were to win over the White Sox, they would have a chance. If the Marlins lost and the Cubs lost, they would be in, Manuch.
Yeah, they're currently +2. The Phillies are leading. I think they're +5 or maybe +7 right now. Last time I took a look.
Good.
And then you got the Diamondbacks are currently +2. Marlins, as you mentioned, have got to win out. The Cubbies got to win out. Cubbies were holding serve at that number 2 spot for a long time. So when you look at this Diamondbacks team, who are pretty much, as you mentioned, Jimmy, they're down 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Again, it's pretty much pitching by committee. Jarvis started, went 2 2/3, gave up 1 hit, 2 runs, and then had 1 strikeout. So Nelson and Castro and Curly Mantiply. Oh my goodness gracious! Mantiply's in, had 1 K. So we'll see who comes out for the bottom of the 7th.
Banging on Mantiply
already.
already.
That dude, man, he's had trouble hitting the water from the boat at times, Jimmy. I mean, we talk about explosions. We're talking about not just a stick of dynamite. We're talking about a case of dynamite. So at the particular point of hopefully you get into a scenario where you're going to come back and starting tomorrow take on the Astros Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you look at that wild card race, you cannot rest on your laurels because this Houston Astros team, they're hanging on by the skin of their teeth right now.
Right.
Currently, the Diamondbacks are +2. Marlins and Cubbies, as of right now, Jimmy, all even. And then you look, I'm going to go to the American League. The Astros, even. In front of them, you've got the Blue Jays at +0.5. Tampa's got that wild card. So the Astros have got to win. I would say all 3 from the Diamondbacks.
Yep.
The Diamondbacks have to win. I'm going to say all 3 from the Astros. So you look at that, and then I guess the Astros got to hope that the Blue Jays get some help, and they lose a game or 2. I love this.
This is awesome.
This bad boy is going down to the wire.
That's great.
And what I think the Diamondbacks are hoping for is with Zach Gallen pitching tomorrow, and then Merrill Kelly, and then if you've already pretty much clinched it, let's just go by committee, like they are today, and then you save Zach Gallen for Tuesday. That's a start. So whoever, it's going to be interesting to see who goes back to Philly and who goes to Milwaukee. But at that point, you just want to get in. You don't care.
No, you just want in the dance. Once you're in, then all bets are off, and you've got a shot.
But I got to tell you, the bullpen's been doing a pretty damn good job, Jimmy. These last 2 weeks, I think, ever since the series sweep in Chicago, they've found that rhythm and that tempo in reference to who's their, in this case, who's their 5th inning guy, who's their 6th inning guy. If they can get their starters when they get to the playoffs, hopefully, let's keep our fingers crossed, get their starters to go 6-7 innings and not tax that bullpen. And at that point, they're going to have a couple days off anyway. And at that point, you just never know whoever you're going to take on at that point.
There is still plenty of fallout from what took place yesterday. The stunning involvement of the Phoenix Suns and the unloading of center DeAndre Ayton to the Portland Trail Blazers. And they get Josip Nurkic along with Grayson Allen, Nasser Little, and Keon Johnson. To me, this is something that I know was in the works, Manuch, throughout the summer. You and I, along with Rock and Jax, had conversations about, well, they should probably try to unload DeAndre Ayton, and people would call us and say, how come they haven't traded? Well, because they weren't getting what they were hoping to get for him. And it seems to me that if you are the Phoenix Suns, this might have been the best deal that you could come up with.
Well, a couple things have happened the last 3 weeks. It was pretty much all about, okay, can we make this deal happen with Damian Lillard with Miami? That for some reason that wasn't working. So we talked about it. You did, Jimmy, that they're going to have to get a 3rd team involved.
Right.
So they went and, they shook the bushes of the Toronto Raptors, and the Raptors weren't going to give up some of their key players, especially the point guard that they've got that they value so very much. Then all of a sudden, and before I get into this, it was about a month and a half ago that Giannis said, hey, look, I like the makeup of this team. I like Milwaukee, but if this team doesn't continue to make strides to win championships, NBA titles, then I don't know if I'm going to stick around. I'm just going to paraphrase what he kind of said without saying it.
That's close.
And I think we all realize what he was saying.
Sure.
So all of a sudden you see this Damian Lillard traded to the Bucks. I went, wow, that'll satisfy Giannis. The Greek freak, he got what he wants.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He's got that other piece. Then that's all it was for about 10 minutes. Then when the trade came out, that Drew Holiday and the Mad Bomber from the Danny Ainge of modern era, Grayson Allen, were getting traded. Drew going to Portland, Allen coming here, and then you see DeAndre Ayton moving on to the Portland Trail Blazers.
Yeah.
You went, wait a second. Because, Jimmy, I texted you with just the initial
trade. You did.
And then I come out of the shower,
Yeah.
and then there's the full trade being reported at that time by ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. And then you went, oh, my God. I actually sat down and went, damn.
Yeah.
My first thought,
We all did.
my first thought, guys, was that this Suns team, hallelujah, are serious about winning an NBA title. And my
3
second,
minutes?
without reading the story, my other thought was, Matt Ishbia, the fine owner,
Right.
said, you know what, this is not working with DA. We love you. You got talent, but it's not working here. And I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, Jimmy. I just got a feeling that the blessing from Book, from Durant and Bill was there to say, look, the kid's great, but we can't trust him, and we're here to win it all.
I don't even know if they told him the kid's great. I would question that
Here,
statement.
my only contention is the only time we saw him on a consistent basis was that NBA title run. Did we not?
Yes.
That
He was
kid-
very good against Milwaukee.
At the end of the season, he
Yeah.
stepped it up all through the playoffs. The Valley Oop over
Yep.
with Crowder to him. Was that against the Clippers? I believe it was.
Yes, it was.
And then to go into the playoffs, we're up 2-0. Man, DA is balling. There it is right there, everybody. That's the guy we'll see for the next 10 years or 12 years. And then he was nowhere to be found, and they went 4 in a row, especially the last 2 games. And when you see your head coach continually over there encouraging him to say, you got this. It's like you shouldn't have to get in somebody's grill and motivate them to get your butt out there and play as hard as you can. And I think at that point, that whole summer went. Then they came back. DA's got his sunglasses on, and the question was, hey, have you had a chance to talk to Monty at all since you guys had that little discussion? Nah. Hadn't talked to him the whole offseason.
All summer.
What the hell?
I know.
So I think that might have been the beginning of the end.
The thing that I mentioned yesterday, and I'll repeat it today because it's pertinent for this particular discussion that we're having right now, is that his problem, meaning DeAndre Ayton, was that he was the number 1 pick in the draft.
At 19.
People, when you get a pass your first 2 years, and by the 3rd year, people expect you then to become a dominant player. Manucci was never that guy. He never turned into a dominant number
1 minute
one
and
Jimmy,
selection.
to that point, not that he couldn't be a dominant player, because we've seen that.
We've seen it.
Several times over and over. We would see it in spurts.
Yes.
But we wouldn't see the consistency. And I thought last year some of the tall tale signs of your leader in Devin Booker went to him a couple times, kind of got in his grill when he was injured when D-Book was injured.
Yes.
Went and talked to him. And then you saw CP3 when he was here, always in his grill.
Always.
And at some point you go, look, I'm tired of babysitting you. You either get it or you don't. And I, quite frankly, Jimmy, I think James Jones and Matt Ishbia, the owner of the Suns, are tired of him not getting it. You know what? If you figure it out, young man, go figure it out in Portland, because we can't afford for you not to figure it out when I've got an entire team that's bought in. Oh, by the way, defense. Did you hear that, DA? Defense is going to prerequisite. You go do your thing, however they want to coach in Portland. But that dog ain't going to hunt here.
That's what you got, though, in Nurkic. You got a legit 7-footer. He's a big guy, tough guy, can score around the basket, but he sets great screens. He knows how to run the pick and roll. He knows how to defend, and he will not back down. All right, everybody, the headlines always presented by the CAZ Sportsbook at Casino, Arizona. In the meantime, we want to remind you also, it is our 23rd year of hosting Monday Night Football at Casino, Arizona. It's free. All you got to do is just show up at the CAZ Sports Bar and Sports Book. We've got kickoff challenge, squares, proposition bets, everything that you can imagine. Plus, there's always food and drink specials. You got to be with us this coming Monday night at Casino, Arizona. When we come back, we're hanging out here at Twin Peaks today. It's our Valley Chevy Sounds of the night. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on The Drive,
Clear.
are the Suns done making moves, or does the DeAndre Ayton trade increase their chances of making even more trades? Plus, we'll preview Cardinals-Niners, 6:05 on The Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our progressive kickoff jackpot contest, quarter squares, football bingo, and propositions contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday night tailgate party at Casino, Arizona.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks, but Lerner & Rowe does. After your car wreck, you need an attorney to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Lerner & Rowe has thousands of 5-star reviews, decades of experience, and we've recovered billions of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Need to upgrade that big screen TV with a new 4K 65-incher? Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B, along with Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light are giving away 5 smart TVs. One for
you got it. And then coming back in about a minute with the sounds of the game with a Twin Peaks generic liner.
Data rates apply. Enter daily. That's Peaks to 59925. Twin Peaks, your football headquarters.
Arizona, this is your home, your community. As a proud family-run business with 14 locations, Horn Auto believes in giving back to the community and treating their customers like family. Visit us online at horncars.com. That's Horn with an E. Discover your next car, truck, or SUV, or book a complimentary multi-point inspection. Horn Auto Group will make sure your vehicle is road ready. Go to horncars.com. That's Horn with an E. You're at home with Horn.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres? In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. And now try Babbel for free by texting radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
You guys are hot.
Casting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We're hanging out here, Twin Peaks. Camelback is where you can find us with a great crowd on hand. People watching the near the end of the Diamondbacks White Sox game right now. The Sox still in the lead in the bottom of the 8th inning at 3-1. Last night, however, Arizona beat the White Sox 3-0, and the shutout strike from Sewald, who now has kind of found his groove a little bit as the closer for the D-backs. Arizona now moves to a game today, which they are presently in progress. This is what it sounded like last night.
Got him. Paul Sewald shuts the door. Diamondbacks 3-0 winners. They've taken the first 2 in Chicago. They have won 8 of 10, and they get to 10 games over 500.
Boy, just a strong outing by Brandon Pfaadt and the bullpen. Fantastic job for them. A much-needed win. They got it early in the afternoon.
And the pitching made a lack of offense hold up. They got all 3 runs in that third. and had only one hit after the third inning, but the pitching, as you said, made it stick, and it's a 3-0 D-backs win. Todd Walsh coming up next, D-backs postgame.
Thank you to MLB then for that particular highlight. But as we referenced right now, they are playing and they are moving now to the top of the ninth inning.
You know, and the thing about Seawald, as you mentioned, Jimmy, he's starting to find his groove. Well,
Yeah.
a little drama, gave up a base hit to get things going. They had the 3-run lead, but he came out the 2 strikeouts, as you just heard. And I think those are some of the things that you're going to need, as you heard Luis Gonzalez talk about. Hey, look, the rookie fought with 5 2/3, only gave up 5 hits, gave up no runs. And you think about the shutout. I mean, completely through. The young man's got to be feeling pretty good. And Seawald in the city of Chicago, 8-1 in the city of Chicago. So those are the guys, all hands on deck, Jimmy, as I mentioned about 2 weeks ago, to try to get this thing to a wild card spot.
And right now they are moving to the top of the ninth inning, still 3-1 White Sox. We will continue to update you on the score throughout this afternoon. In the meantime, this was interesting last night, and it is Ronald Acuna Jr. stealing his 70th base. Now, he's the first player to hit 40 home runs and steal 70 bases in the same year. And when he did it, it sounded like this.
Ronald goes. There it is. He did it. A 40-70 season, and a season unlike any other in Major League Baseball history for Ronald Acuna Jr. Take the base and take a bow, number 13. Numbers that we never knew if we would see in the game of baseball. But in 2023, Ronald Acuna has done it.
And thank you to Bally Sports. So they stopped the game right there because they wanted to honor Acuna Jr. for his swipe. And now you're going to hear the Chicago Cubs broadcasters crying the freaking blues because they stopped the game to celebrate that milestone. Here it is.
And we're really stopping the game to do a highlight montage.
Can we get the base after the game? I mean, this is pretty absurd. I mean, it's a hell of an accomplishment.
Totally, but you can't stop the game and run a highlight montage.
Why
not? It's history.
It's history. They're playing in Atlanta, Manuch.
You think
it's a
about
home field.
I mean, 50 dingers, 70 stolen bases. And by the way, I'm glad the stolen base is in vogue again, obviously. I mean, look at what Corbin Carroll's doing, the home runs he has. I mean, guys, lighten up for crying out loud.
Well, it's the freaking Cubs. They're the same people that ran a fan out of town when they tried to field the foul ball.
Why not just have a little class? Have a little class.
They have none.
Acknowledge the moment that this is history. A lot of these milestone moments don't happen every year, guys. But I'm looking at the Braves as they're 13 games up on the Phillies. And, Jimmy, you and I in Rock, we always talk about, run differentials here and there. Well, the Braves are, quite frankly, I would say right now the best team in Major League Baseball. Their run differential on the year so far, plus 232. Woo! The closest one, even close to that, are the Dodgers at plus 210. And you look at the Orioles, who pretty much have clinched the American League East, plus 132. Tampa, plus 196. They are clearly, if they take their game into the playoffs, you would think that they should or could be cruising through the World Series.
They are the prohibitive favorite. There is no question about that. All right, let's go to a little football because we know what is going to take place this coming Sunday. The Cardinals coming off that upset win over the Dallas Cowboys. Now we're the record of 1-2. But you went from the Cowboys, who were supposed to be big and bad, and now you are going to go to a team and play against the San Francisco 49ers, who are bigger and badder than the Cowboys. And here's what Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers coach, had to say about Joshua Dobbs and how he's playing.
He's playing real good quarterback play right now. I mean, he's one of the reasons they've been in every game.
3 minutes.
They're really committing to the run, trying not to give up explosives and keep guys out of the end zone on defense, and he's not turning it over. He's been extremely decisive. When it's there, he consistently makes it. When it's not there, he plays it smart, doesn't turn it over. He's been able to scramble, make some plays, and he's been very competitive in the quarterback run game. when they haven't honored him.
Manuch, he is Dobbs, I think, has finally figured it out, and I think his teammates have finally figured him out as well.
Well, I think Dobbs has probably been one of those diamonds in the rough, bounced around. He's never really had a chance to sit anywhere and be the guy for a period of time. And here comes this team looking at a scenario where he's settled in. He knows the system. Here's the one thing, folks. He knows this system. He knows the ins, the outs, the adjustments, the calls from Drew Petzing, the offensive coordinator. So he's way ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Now he just needed to play.
Yeah.
Get used to his receivers, get used to the offensive line, them get used to him. And I think you're starting to see this young man flourish. I think Kyle Shanahan, very astute as far as watching quarterbacks over the years. Hell, he coached a hell of a one in Brock Purdy last year. He coached a hell of a quarterback in Jimmy G. Oh, yeah, by the way, he coached this guy named Matt Ryan when he took them to the Super Bowl. So he understands what his defense is going to have to do against this Cardinals offense.
Here's Shanahan one more time discussing what Jonathan Gannon has done, particularly with the defensive side of the ball for the Arizona Cardinals.
I mean, it's real similar because it's the scheme he runs, just the fronts and the coverages. And, he had such a sound, good scheme at Philly, and that's what it's been so far in these 3 games. So we'll see on tendencies and stuff, how that changes up. It's still early in the year, how he's going to use his personnel and stuff like that. But you can still see he's doing what he does, and it's a very tough scheme.
Pretty fresh in his memory, he just had this NFC Championship game.
That's it.
before Purdy got hit. They know this defense inside and out. Now, the one thing that's a little different from that Philadelphia Eagles defense is that the Eagles had more of a 4-3 front. The Cardinals are predominantly a 34 front. That might be the only difference.
That, of course, is our Sounds of the Night. It's always presented by your Valley Chevy dealers. Valley Chevy dealers serving the Valley for over 80 years. Find new roads at your Chevy dealers. Head to valleychevy.com. Diamondback game has completed, and it is a victory for the Chicago White Sox at 3-1 over the D-backs. We'll talk about that in our next segment or two. In the meantime, hey, if you're a Nebraska Cornhusker fan, you live in Arizona, well, here's the place you want to go to watch the games. Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale. This week, Huskers will entertain the Michigan Wolverines at 12:30. You better get there early to get a good seat. Arena Sports Grill, it's your home to watch Husker football. In the meantime, ASU gave it their best shot against USC on Saturday night. They were in the game until the final whistle. They couldn't, however, come up with the upset win. Now they're going to be on the road at Cal. ASU assistant head coach, special teams coordinator, Charlie Regal, is going to be our guest, and he is next. It's all courtesy of Crest Insurance Group. He's going to talk about the upcoming game this weekend. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is Claire trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Cardinals linebacker Zaven Collins was a full participant in Wednesday's practice after being poked in the eye during the Cowboys game. Running back James Conner also showed up on yesterday's report as limited with a back issue. He said in today's press conference he's doing well physically. The Coyotes preseason resumes tomorrow against the Golden Knights. The D-backs are wrapping up their series with the White Sox in today's matinee. Arizona holds the NL's second wild card spot by 2 games with 4 to play. Trenton Bourguet was officially named the Sun Devils starting quarterback for Saturday's contest against Cal. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Got the urge to pick games each week? Thursday, Sunday, even Mondays? Then sign up now for the Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, courtesy of Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's totally free to play. Head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com.
Hi, this is Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We started in 1998 with our original store in Tempe. Fast forward to 2023 with 6 stores across the valley. We've had a lot of fun along the way, including our pizza eating challenge and our appearance on the show Breaking Bad. Thank you to our employees and customers for 25 fantastic years. We have never changed our core ingredients or recipes, and every pizza is made by hand. I'm a proud 1998 ASU alum and the official pizza partner of ASU Athletics. Learn more about our story at Venezia's.
All right, we got Charlie on the line.
Headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving.
I sure did.
For years with their amazing service.
And that's for 45, yeah?
Selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is...
How early do you want it? Like 2-3 minutes?
Live every Monday for...
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Coach Prime-led Colorado Buffaloes Saturday, October 7th for ASU's Hall of Fame game. An incredible class of Sun Devil legends will be honored at halftime for their induction into the Sun Devil Athletics Hall of Fame, including Phoenix area product and NFL veteran Sean McDonald. Get your ASU Colorado tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Attention homeowners, costly repairs ruining your budget? Get the award-winning Choice Home Warranty and see how much you can save. Call 1-844-674-5972 for a free quote. That's 1-844-674-5972. Limitations apply. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for details.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa"?
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Let's talk Sun Devil football. Coach Charlie Ragle now on Fox Sports 910 with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Courtesy of the Crest Insurance Group. Combine your home and auto for big savings today. Head to crestins.com.
You guys are hot.
Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910, 99.9 FM HD2, also on the iHeartRadio app. Jimmy B and Manuch along with Jackson Connor back in the studio today. And Coach is always presented by the Crest Insurance Group. Crest Insurance Group offers personal, business, and specific insurance solutions for clients across all markets. Just go to crestins.com. Coach, how are you today, pal? We're thinking of you, and we thought you gave it a hell of a battle against USC on Saturday night.
Well, first of all, afternoon. How's everybody doing?
Everything's good.
Good. Yeah, I think there was, when you look at it from a coach's perspective, there's no moral victories. But, obviously we made tremendous improvement from where we were from, Fresno State to 1 week later playing, nationally ranked USC and really having, multiple opportunities to,
Did we lose you, Coach?
Hello, Coach. All right, let's.
There we are. Hey there, Coach.
He's there. 1 sec.
Yeah, you got me?
Yep, now we got you. Go ahead, partner.
Yeah, sorry about that. No, I just what I was saying is at the end of the day, long story short, we looked better. We made certain improvements, and we felt good about the game in terms of doing just that and making the improvements. But the goal is to go 1-0 each week, and we didn't attain the goal. So we're back at it. A hard week of practice this week and getting ready for, the Cal Bears.
Coach, I got to tell you what, the team, you guys were organized, you were dialed in, the energy was there, and I really thought that with Kenny Dillingham, Coach Dillingham taking over as far as the play calling, and no indictment against Bo Baldwin, there was a structure, a rhythm, a tempo, and a lot of creativity that I thought. And with Scattaboo, I mean, my goodness, Coach, hell, you could play him just about everywhere if you want to, but that young man and the way you guys use him, very creative.
Yeah, well, he's a tremendous talent, isn't he? And he put a little of that on display. And, like you said, many different facets last Saturday night. And certainly glad he's on our team and a part of this program. But, that was probably his best game. And, that was kind of the Scattaboo that we've been expecting to see, in the first 4 games. And he certainly saved his best game for the Trojans there, and hopefully he continues to play like that as we move forward.
What was the philosophy from the offensive standpoint, from the game plan there, Charlie?
Well, I think, one, just getting some continuity, obviously we went through, and I'll get into the game plan, but, we went through, several different quarterbacks with injuries during that Fresno State game. It's hard, to dial up any kind of continuity. And I think that, in terms of Kenny's mentality is that we wanted to be aggressive, and we felt like there were certain situations where we could be, we could do that. And I think we showed that. And, and obviously then we were able to keep them off balance with some of the different things, as you mentioned, with Scattaboo. And I just felt like the guys were really focused and dialed in and prepared to play that football game. And, that's we need that continuity and that attention to detail as we move forward from our football team, the next 7-8 weeks.
Charlie Regal is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Coach, take me then to Trenton Bourget. He is back after the injury that he incurred. How does that set you up now with your offense getting ready for against the Cal Bears and their very good defense?
Well, and again, I think that's the mark of a Justin Wilcox coach team. They're always going to be, good on defense, and they are no different this year. So we know that. I think, Trent's this isn't like, his first rodeo, right? Obviously, he stepped in last year in the situation that was presented to him and played extremely well. We expect him to do just that, come out of business as usual and execute the game plan. And I'm excited to see him, play a full game and execute the offense. I think that he's going to do it at a really high level.
And I think, Coach, what you just mentioned, his maturity, and I don't think there's anything he hasn't seen, this young man, from his perspective at quarterback. And I'm anxious to see him keep this offensive rhythm and tempo. And speaking of that, as far as the receivers' chemistry, you got Pine one week, you got Bourget this week. I can imagine that these guys have both got enough reps with these receiving core that they should not miss a beat from the continuity standpoint.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think that they've certainly taken reps from all 3 quarterbacks, Jaden included, right, through the course of camp and early on. I do think I think you'll agree with this, Dan. There's something to getting those game reps and developing a cohesion with the guy and playing in
3 minutes.
It's different from taking it to the practice field to the game field. And so I think that the longer we can, the more we can get consistent play from the quarterback playing, over the course of multiple weeks, it's only going to benefit our offense. I don't feel, though, to your point, that there's going to be a drop-off with the timing. I think the receivers are dialed in with Trenton, and I expect those guys to execute, as I said, on a very high level.
And Coach, as you know, this will be good therapy for me to talk about a defensive individual that you have there. So a young man from Phoenix, Alabama, one Chris Edmonds, a senior. Man, what a season he's having. 9 tackles last week. And I know you want your DBs to make a lot of tackles, but that young man, Coach, is really stepping up as a senior.
Well, he is. He's played well for us, not only in that, obviously in the world that I live into, in the special teams world. He's been a great player for us in several phases on the special teams units. And as you mentioned, really active in the secondary.
2 minutes.
Again, it's guys like Chris that are continuing to enhance and elevate our defense. And I'm excited to see him get back out there and play, a fantastic game this Saturday against Cal.
I'm telling you right now, Coach, the defense, I think, has really stepped up and maybe surprised a lot of people at how well they have been playing.
Well, and I think it's going to, it's kind of been the expectation now, and we've set the standard that's how we're going to play, and anything less than that standard is not good enough. And so, we know the challenge in front of us, and we're excited to get to Cal and put another high level performance on defense. And again, it's that I think the mentality of what Coach Ward brings to the table with these guys, and just the just no nonsense approach that we're going to come in here and we're going to work every day. And when we step on the field, whether it's practice or game time, there's an expectation.
1 minute,
and
1
we're
minute.
Expected to meet it, and these guys are our guys. Have been fantastic about answering that call, and I think you see the results every Saturday night.
Coach, thank you as always for your time. Good luck to you against Cal this weekend.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys, as always. And let me ask you this: I see that Manuch is in Italy. Is that right?
No, Roc is. Roc is in Italy.
Not Manuch. I meant Roc. Sorry, Dan. I meant Roc. How did he dial up that assignment? That's what I want to know.
Well,
he's the boss.
You know what, Coach? I got to tell you, Charlie, he's got this two-sided coin, I think, because when we get these kind of assignments, he's always one that wants to flip the coin, and he'll never let us look at the coin for some reason. So
you got to get that checked out, man. There's something fishy going on. I appreciate you guys as always. Go Devils, and I'll talk to you guys next Thursday.
Thank you, Charlie. Have a good good night. Yep, you got it, pal. That's Charlie Regal, of course. He is presented by Crest Insurance Group, offering personal, business, and specialty insurance solutions for clients across all markets. Just go to crestins.com. All right, everybody, when we come back, go PHNX. Suns beat writer Gerald Bourguet is going to be our guest. We've got you covered. It is Roc and Manuch, maybe Fox Sports 910.
This is
Clear
with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Bill Belichick and the top 5 defenses that he put together. When they beat the Rams in the Super Bowl, the last one that Brady and Belichick, Brady had no touchdowns. The Rams came in averaging 35 points a game, and they scored 3 points on an 89-yard field goal. You got to give the guys some credit.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our Progressive Kickoff Jackpot Contest, Quarter Squares, Football Bingo, and Propositions Contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday Night Tailgate Party at Casino, Arizona.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Coach Prime-led Colorado Buffaloes Saturday, October 7th for ASU's Hall of Fame game. An incredible class of Sun Devil legends will be honored at halftime for their induction into the Sun Devil Athletics Hall of Fame, including Phoenix area product and NFL veteran Sean McDonald. Get your ASU Colorado tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Hey, it's Gross.
Yes, sir. We got him.
Power and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook.
All right, we're going to start with the Twin Peaks liner into the
looking for the perfect
DeAndre Ayton
destination to
highlight.
perfect your putting? Welcome to Putting World.
the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call, no BS.
Did you know COVID-19 related ER visits are 3 times higher than the flu? Stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. The vaccine may not be for everyone. Please consult with your doctor. Brought to you by Moderna, proud sponsor of the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Hey, if you're thinking about getting the latest iPhone, check this out. With Boost Infinite, you get the latest iPhone every year and unlimited wireless for just $60 a month. Yeah, you get the new titanium iPhone 15 Pro that was just announced.
Do you want me to hit the football at 50 right after the Twin Peaks?
Boost Infinite, infinitely better.
Do you want me to hit the football at 50 right after the Twin Peaks?
Say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. Terms apply. After 30 gigabytes, service may be slow. Receive a comparable iPhone model each year with acceptable trade-in every year.
You got it.
Qualification of 36-month loan financing agreement. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Well, games where he didn't get the good looks every night.
Pocket pass. DA with a little behavior.
You guys are hot.
Oh, that was a little good on.
All right. DA, it was fun while it lasted. Thank you, everybody, for tuning us in. It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910, 99.9 FM HD2, also on the iHeartRadio app. As we say good afternoon to Gerald Bourget. He is the Suns beat writer for PHNX Sports. Gerald, it's Jimmy and Manuch. Not much going on in your world, is there?
No, just a nice cruise sailing right into media day. Perfect.
There you go. Perfect. Okay, so help us out here a little bit. When it hit yesterday, did you see this coming? Were there rumblings that you had picked up on that DeAndre Ayton was going to get moved?
Yes, we over here at PHNX had reported last week that we knew the Suns were being engaged as a potential third party to help facilitate a Damian Lillard trade. We knew that the Blazers had interest in DA, and that the Suns were open to the idea of a trade centered around Yusuf Nurkic. For us, we thought that the Suns, for them to participate in that deal and pull the trigger, it would depend on what, second, third, fourth assets were attached to that deal. Because obviously Ayton for Nurkic straight up doesn't work financially, and that wouldn't have been enough of a return. So I think I was surprised to see the return that they wound up getting for DA. But, we knew that the Suns and Blazers were engaged in the framework of a deal with or without a Dame trade going through that involved DA and Nurkic. And I think for everyone involved, they were open to kind of a fresh start.
Gerald, it's interesting as you watch this from afar. It was all about Miami, right? Miami. Then Toronto kind of came in the fold, 3 or 4 days ago. But this whole thing with Milwaukee, did that come up late, or had that been in the works all along?
That was something that kind of took a lot of people by surprise. I had, come up, as I always do, with some trade scenarios.
Sure.
And I had done one involving the Bucks, the Suns, and the Blazers, but in that deal, I didn't think it was realistic because I had the Suns getting Drew Holiday. I thought that's kind of the only piece that they would be interested in a potential 3-team deal like this. And so I thought, the Blazers, that wouldn't be enough for them. And the Suns would probably ask for too much and it wouldn't work. And the 3 teams wound up finding a way to make it work with Grayson Allen coming over, Nasir Little. I am kind of surprised they weren't able to wrangle a pick out of that deal. But, it is what it is. And I think Milwaukee makes sense as a destination for Dame just because you heard what Giannis was saying over the summer about how he's a winner first and a Milwaukee Bucks second. And you look at the roster, it's getting older. So you want to open up that title window as wide as you possibly can. Dame definitely helps you do that.
We're having a great conversation with Gerald Bourguet right now, the Suns beat writer for PHNX Sports on the Right Toyota guest line. Okay, please break it down for me how you see this roster playing out, because right now they got too many guys. So what is going to take place, Gerald, in your estimation?
Yeah, my guess would be that Keon Johnson, who's one of the newcomers in the trade, is probably the first to be cut. They need to cut 2 guys. And after that, I would look at either Ish Wainwright, whose contract is non-guaranteed for the upcoming season, or Chimezie Metu, who they signed over the summer and was kind of their least impressive signing, I would say. But I would probably lean Ish and Keon Johnson if I had to guess. That just makes the most sense from their roster standpoint. But we'll see. I know the Suns have been very high on Ish, and they've loved the work that he's given him over the years. It would be unfortunate to see kind of his underdog story come to an end in that way. But I would guess him and Keon.
Would they make that decision relatively quickly so those players that they decide to let go would have a better chance to catch on with other NBA teams?
I would hope so, just for their sake, so that they're able to, latch on to another team or situation quickly, especially with, media day being Monday and training camps for a lot of teams starting on Tuesday. But we'll see. You're allowed to carry a certain number of players into training camp before you have to cut the roster down. So if they're not 100% certain on what they want to do, they might let it fester for a little bit longer.
Jerry, I got to tell you what, we're looking at this roster. You have to look at the depth. This team is drunk in depth.
It is.
I mean, the riches of the depth. And I'm just curious your thoughts of how you played it all out, Gerald Bourguet, as far as the rotation, the guys here, the guys there. And on top of that, what Jimmy and I talked about yesterday, if guys do go down, Durant or Beal or Nurkic, who seem to have that getting nicked and bruised, there's guys to spot fill like a big dog. They go 2 or 3 depth at some positions.
They do, and especially at like the 2 spot, they've got a lot of guys. Obviously, Beal and Booker both normally play that position. They'll be kind of sharing the load in the backcourt in the playmaking department. But beyond that, you've got Grayson Allen coming in. You've got Damian Lee. You've got Josh Okogie. You've got Eric Gordon. You've got a lot of depth at that position, a lot of overlap there. But this is an interesting roster. I feel like the one position that they might take a hit if anything happens to Nurkic is the center spot. I'm very high on Drew Eubanks. I think he's going to be a really high-end backup. But, if he's your starting center, it remains to be seen if you can still continue winning at a high clip.
3 minutes?
Going in that direction. I think a lot of people are high on Bol, but I'm not sure how much he'll be able to contribute in a winning situation. Chimezie Metu is best at a 5, but his best opportunity for minutes is at the 4. So your front court is one area that, looking ahead to the trade deadline, you might need to make a move for if Nurkic is unable to stay healthy. And honestly, like come playoff time, he's a guy that's going to be targeted as well. So you really want to try and figure out how are you going to close playoff games if they're going at Nurkic possession after possession. Do you have the small ball lineups to make it work, or do you have the backup center to get by and close those games? I think those are questions the Suns will definitely spend the season keeping an eye on. And then the backup point guard spot, like obviously I like Jordan Goodwin, but the Suns don't have like a true point guard on the roster. So
2 minutes.
not able to make this point guard by committee thing work. That's another area where they could kind of tweak things at the trade deadline.
1 minute left. Don't you find it interesting that just the last few years, everybody was talking about, oh, we don't need centers, everybody's going to play small ball. And now all of a sudden, because of Denver's big front line and now also what the Lakers have, people are now trending back to big front lines again.
Where's the beef?
Yeah, really.
Where's the beef?
Yeah, I think people made the mistake of seeing what Draymond Green could do for the Warriors,
Yes.
thinking that they could do the same thing by just going small. And in reality, Draymond Green is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of defender who can make that work. And so I think we're seeing now it kind of go back in the other direction. Like, yes, you do need rim protectors. You need rebounders. You need guys that can contest shots and close out defensive possessions. And in a lot of these playoff series, put a body on a guy like a Nikola Jokic, a Joel Embiid.
1 minute,
or a
1 minute.
You know, we definitely saw it in Phoenix during that 2021 Finals series. They had a lot of size, and they had guys that could shoot and move on the perimeter as well. The Suns just got creamed on the boards there. So we're definitely seeing the pendulum kind of swing back in the other direction now. You definitely need rim protectors and bigs who can survive out on the perimeter without being hunted like that.
Hey, pal, thank you. We know you're very busy. We always appreciate your time on the show with us. Have a great day, Gerald.
Absolutely. You guys, too. Thanks for having me on.
You got it. Gerald Bourget, go PHNX. And it's always a great read for him. All right, everybody. We are at Twin Peaks. Don't forget, they have 5 Valley locations, and you need to text Peaks right now to 59925 because you can win a 65-inch big screen TV. Coming up in our second hour, Ted Robinson, Pac-12 Networks, will be our guest. We continue at Twin Peaks on Camelback. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team.
Is Roc calling in right at 2?
Kickoff jackpot contest, quarter squares, football bingo, and propositions contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday night tailgate party at Casino, Arizona.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Coach Prime-led Colorado Buffaloes Saturday, October 7th for ASU's Hall of Fame game. An incredible class of Sun Devil legends will be honored at halftime for their induction into the Sun Devil Athletics Hall of Fame, including Phoenix area product and NFL veteran Sean McDonald. Get your ASU Colorado tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
The NFL is back, and your free iHeartRadio app is your home for the NFL Podcast Network with full coverage of all 32 NFL teams. Get in-depth analysis from the pros on around the NFL. Win bragging rights in this year's draft with tips from the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast and more. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Sheba presents What Cats Want. Cats want Sheba Perfect Portions, Cuts, and Gravy. 2 convenient servings of roasted chicken covered in savory gravy. Know what else cats want? The red dot from your laser pointer. On the wall, on the ceiling, on the couch, on the floor, on the vase. Buy Sheba Perfect Portions, Cuts, and Gravy. 0 mess, 0 leftovers. Snap, peel, serve. Sheba, what cats want.
Boom, 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 boom.
Nissan has a car for every driver who wants more. More.
Yes, sir.
More fun.
Oh, he can't?
More guts. More head turns. More adventure. More electric. At Nissan, more is all we do.
When you buy Kroger brand products, you feel like you're winning. That's because they offer proven quality at lower than low prices. In fact, we guarantee that you and your family will love how Kroger brand products taste, or you get your money back. So next time you're shopping for the family, look for delicious Kroger brand products, because they'll make you all feel like you're winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Fries, fresh for everyone.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there, and even under there.
Okay, 3 o'clock.
Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
The Diamondbacks dropped today's series finale to the White Sox 3-1. They remain in the NL's second wild card spot, heading into their final series of the regular season to face the Astros. Cardinals linebacker Zaven Collins was a full participant in Wednesday's practice after being poked in the eye during the Cowboys game. Meanwhile, running back James Conner also showed up on yesterday's report as limited with a back issue, although he said in today's press conference he's doing well. The Coyotes season tomorrow against
Trenton Bourget officially named the ASU starting quarterback for Saturday's game with Cal. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
From the director of Rogue One, The Creator, rated PG-13, now playing only in theaters.
This is the Parker and Sons Weather
All right,
Center.
coming up in 30 with the regular show open.
Call Parker.
For your Thursday, mostly sunny skies with a high of 103. And for tonight, clear skies with temperatures in the mid to low 80s. That's your Fox 10 weather update.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by
We're coming back.
Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
You guys are hot.
All right, everybody, welcome back in hour number 2 as we continue from Twin Peaks here at Camelback. We're having a great time out here. Big crowd already on hand. Top story, however, that we can give you is the Diamondbacks, who lost today to the White Sox 3-1, and now they will come back to the friendly confines of Chase Field and have a 3-game set with the Houston Astros.
Yeah, and then we're going to have to kind of scoreboard watch, if you will,
Yes,
the
that's right.
Cubbies, and you got the Marlins taking on the Mets. That game will be at 4:20 our time. So now, as of you look at this, is the Diamondbacks come back on the Big Bird and take on the Houston Astros, who are on their last lifeline, if you will, too, Jimmy.
Yep.
They've got to win out, so they're coming back for the big series. As you take a good hard look, and from that standpoint, you say the Astros. So yeah, the Astros folks they're on the outside looking in. They're all even. They're looking to make the wild card in the American League, and then you got the Cubbies. You got to stop and think about that. So the way that things kind of lay out, the Phillies, they're in. They're absolutely in.
They are.
You look at the Marlins and Mets. That game is at 4:10, as I mentioned. We'll keep an eye on that. Cubs got to take on the Braves, Jimmy.
Yep.
Best team in baseball being the Braves, and you look at that. You got Stroman taking the mound for the Cubbies. In Atlanta, Smith is taking the mound, so they're probably pretty much all set. And then as far as that's concerned, as we saw White Sox beating the Diamondbacks, so as of right now, as I look at the standings, and I go ahead and take the wild card, the Diamondbacks were +2 at the beginning of the day. So right now, when we look at the wild card scenario, the way that things are, as of now, before the games get on later, the D-backs are +1.5. So, and then you got the Marlins and Cubs all even.
Nice set.
So they are, hey, this is fun. I love this kind of watching. But as far as the D-backs are concerned, you just got to come in and win the best 3 out of 3. You have to. Now, if they win the next 2, you got Zach Gallen taking the bump tomorrow night, and then you got Merrill Kelly Saturday. And on Sunday, we don't know.
Right.
Because a lot can happen. If the Marlins lose out, the Diamondbacks win, and the Cubs win, and the Marlins lose, and the Diamondbacks win, hell, I got to break out the damn abacus.
I was just going to say, can you repeat that?
I mean, it's just it's just a whole cluster of stuff that could happen, and that's why I think that Torey Lovello and his staff for the Diamondbacks are going, look, we're going to put our 2 best guys out there the next 2 games, and devil may care. Hopefully we win those bad boys. We win those 2, and we can go into Sunday and then just do guys take the bump by committee, which they've done a couple times.
They have.
Kind of did that today with Jarvis and the majority of the bullpen and 4 or 5 guys pitching today, where you can rest Zach Gallen, not have to have anybody of prominence on the mound on Sunday, because the wild card playoffs start on Tuesday, Jimmy. So if you got to travel after that game on Sunday, depending on if you're in or out, there's going to be a lot going on after that Sunday afternoon game over at Chase Field.
You know, this is what we live for.
I love it.
I do too. I do too. And all you ask is that your team has a chance to get in the playoff tournament, whether if it's baseball, hockey, basketball, football, it doesn't matter. Just give my team a chance to get into the tournament.
And how many times have we seen it in football and not so much basketball, but football? You got a team like, I think of the Pittsburgh Steelers when they won the Super Bowl. They started off like 1-3 or 0-4. They came all the way through.
Sure.
They ended up winning the Super Bowl because they were a wild card. They went all the way through. I'll give you the first example of the wild card coming to place.
Was it the Raiders?
Oakland Raiders. When they were in 1980, remember, we beat them when I was in Buffalo that year. We smoked them. And Dan Pastorini was quarterbacking. He got hurt.
Okay.
Because they had traded Dan Pastorini for Kenny Stabler. So Kenny went to Houston.
Yeah.
Dan came to Oakland. He got hurt. Jim Plunkett took over the helm.
That is right. Yes.
He took over the helm. All of a sudden, this offense went into high-octane gear because it wasn't there when we played them in Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think we played them like the 4th or 5th game of the year in Buffalo. They look completely different. But that was the first year where the Raiders made it in by the skin of their teeth.
Yes.
And they win. They go to Cleveland in sub-zero weather. You get the interception by Davis in the back of the end zone. They win that. They come back. They take on the Eric Coryell Chargers, high-octane Chargers.
That's right.
In San Diego.
Yeah.
They smoked the
them.
Chargers.
Yes, they did.
They go and take on Roc's Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, boy. He hates us for even talking about it.
In New Orleans. And they get control late in the second quarter and win that game. Ron Jaworski throws 3 picks to Kelvin Martin, the linebacker. How about that? The linebacker, not 1, but 2 gets 3
yes.
interceptions. So that was the very first year we went, damn. If you just get in
That's it.
as a wild card, at least in the National Football League, anything can happen.
happen.
And who also that was? When the Green Bay Packers won their Super Bowl with 18 different lineups and I think 24 different running backs that year, they got in their wild card. They smoked Atlanta, and they just cruised through the playoffs, and they beat the Steelers in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, they did. So that's why we
Prevagen
so
kicked
much.
in, Jimmy.
It did. I know. Amazing. That's why we always say it's not that you have to win your division. You just want to get into the tournament.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important now in today's, at least professional sports.
Yeah, I don't know. You could tell me this to me if it works that much in basketball. I think we've seen
it does.
But I know in NCAA tournament play, if guys get in or at the last seed you get in, we've seen that happen over and over and over again
all the time.
But I think one of the things I don't know so much in baseball, but the parity in the National Football League, college football, basketball, more kids are staying more than one and done in NCAA basketball, that you're seeing guys stay. And I think the one thing that impresses me about college basketball, some of these NCAA teams that make it with juniors and seniors are typically guys that will go ahead and beat those one-and-done guys from that particular standpoint. So I think those are some of the things when I say wild card. And you know what? Diamondbacks all of a sudden playing that good baseball we saw in the first half of the season.
Yep, and they're going to have to continue to do that when they get home. The other big story, of course, is still the Damian Lillard trade as he goes from the Portland Trail Blazers to the Milwaukee Bucks. And the 3-team parlay that was involved, it included the Phoenix Suns. And they sent DeAndre Ayton, number 1 pick by the Suns a few years back.
Overall number
1 pick a few years back, and it just never developed. And I'll say it again, Manuch, by about the 3rd year, if you are the number 1 pick in the draft, you should be a star. And it never translated like that.
Who could you say over the, let's say the last 10, 15 years, that was a number 1 pick coming out of the NBA draft that wasn't
Anthony, as the Cleveland Cavaliers, Anthony Bennett.
Okay, Bennett.
He was a monster bust.
Was Sam Bowie the 2nd or 3rd pick of that draft before Jordan?
He was a 2nd pick because Jordan went 3rd.
Because it's rare.
But Sam Bowie had injuries.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he was done.
But they knew that, and Michael Jordan knew that, and Michael was not happy to see Sam Bowie go in front of him. But all that being said, you're right, Jimmy. I think in any sport, whatever sport, now baseball, they may take them a little longer to develop, minor leagues.
That's right.
But if you look at football, basketball, hockey, it takes a while to develop, as we know.
Yep.
But those two sports, if you're a top pick, i.e., a Kyler Murray, and not getting it your third or fourth year, and you're the number one pick in the draft. I'm not talking about number one pick for your team. Guys, I'm talking about the number one pick in the entire draft. Those are some of the things that I'm looking at that a lot of teams will pretty much understand of how they have to develop. Either you move on with a guy and you just trust, I got to give him maybe one more year, and then you move on with them, or you don't. And in the case of DeAndre Ayton, I'm like, okay, he had his chance.
He did.
And he never materialized on a full-fledged, consistent basis. Guys, you've heard me say, I tell my quarterbacks all the time, if you're going to be successful or win that job, you got to be consistently consistent. And I think DeAndre Ayton was consistently inconsistent majority of the time. That's just my thought.
What's kind of interesting, too, is the oldest, you would say in 2015, the oldest number one pick that's still on his respected team, Karl Anthony Towns for the Timberwolves. So DeAndre Ayton is 2018 number one overall pick that's gone. You look at 2019, Zion Williamson might be gone after this year. This is a critical year for him, too.
Is, yes.
So then you look at him as another guy, another number one overall pick that might be on the move coming here after the season.
And again, injuries befell a lot of guys. The Catman, I mean, it's funny, Jimmy. You watch Catman, you go, damn.
Yep.
I mean, he really played well last year.
He did.
So he's not a guy that Minnesota would go, yeah, we just don't know. He's untouchable as far as Minnesota's concerned. But with DA and his situation, we talked about this the last couple of years. But you know what, guys? I really feel that the drama created by DA within was probably a catalyst or a spur with his actions or inactions on the court and off the court, which I think for the Suns made it less difficult for them to trade it.
So let me pose this question to you, and I kind of want to take our talents to Portland right now with the Blazers, right?
Yep.
There's been rumors around that Drew Holiday is going to be still traded, and on how there's still some moving pieces in media days next Tuesday. Do they let go of?
Say that again. Next
media days next Tuesday.
That is correct.
Tuesday.
There's still they got the Damian Lillard thing check. But there's still a name in James Harden that does not like the owner over there in Mooney and the Sixers. Do the Blazers try to do something with Drew Holiday and Jeremy Grant over there with Philadelphia? Because Philadelphia still wants to get something done and get rid of Harden.
I would not if I were the Blazers, because he's a pain in the ass. And
I agree.
And you can just leave him with the Sixers and make it be his problem.
I think where the move might come is if Holiday could get to Miami. I think that's what they'd love. Jimmy Buckets would drop all tampering charges as he's saying, by the way, Jimmy B, the other Jimmy B in Miami, this deal's been talked about. They could talk out of school that this has been in the works for a long time. Now, just because Portland wouldn't come back and counter to your Miami Heat team doesn't mean there was tampering going on. They just went in another direction and tried to get the move to make that happen. So I don't know. Drew Holiday said he wants to finish his career as a Buck. Drew, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. But I think his best bet, make a deal with Miami for Holiday to go there.
I can see that taking place. I can also see the Los Angeles Lakers in this deal as well, because they have some assets that they could swap to Portland for him.
And what would be more must-watch NBA game than if Drew Holiday's in Miami, taking on the Milwaukee Bucks and Damian Lillard, and them going against each other in an Eastern Conference nice play. Maybe it's a December 25th game.
Oh boy!
To see who gets the best of that, because Drew Holiday, he'll be slapping his hands, he'll get the pounding, and go, "Let's go." Just saying, Jimmy.
Is that when the in-season tournament thing is going on too in December?
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I'm not a fan of that.
I'm not a fan of it either.
We'll see what happens with that. All right, now we have maybe breaking news, because Roc has texted us and indicated that he might join us on the show in the next segment live from Italy, right outside the Roman Coliseum. The Roman Coliseum. So we'll see indeed if we can hook up with Roc live in Italy. Hey, don't forget, CAZ Sports Bar is the place to be on Monday nights. It's our 23rd year for Monday Night Football at Casino, Arizona. It's all free. All you got to do is just show up, and you got a chance to win. Because we'll have squares, bingo games, props, And we always have the reoccurring jackpot as well. And doors open at 3, the Monday night game, Seattle against the New York Giants. All right, our underdog picks are coming as well, but we are going to see if indeed we can secure a phone call from the boss, Roc in Italy. It's Roc
From
and
the
Manuch.
Coliseum.
From the Coliseum. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on The Drive, are the Suns done making moves, or does the DeAndre Ayton trade increase their chances?
I can try.
Even more trades. Plus, we'll preview Cardinals-Niners, 6:05 on The Drive, Fox Sports 910 in your free iHeartRadio app.
Hi, this is Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We started in 1998 with our original store in Tempe. Fast forward to 2023 with 6 stores across the valley. We've had a lot of fun along the way, including our pizza eating challenge and our appearance on the show Breaking Bad. Thank you to our employees and customers for 25 fantastic years. We have never changed our core ingredients or recipes.
So Roc called in. He sounds good. He's on the warm line.
And the official pizza partner of ASU Athletics. Learn more about our story at venezias.com.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting?
Manuch, you
Welcome
there?
to Putting World. The
What was the theme you wanted me to grab?
Indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcast live from the CAZ.
Yeah, he's on the line.
In Casino, Arizona. The sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
It's Chevy truck season, and with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With a Chevy Silverado, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability, an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen, and the choice of powerful engines to pick from, whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during Chevy's truck season. Every truck has a story. Make yours a strong
Yeah, I did.
It's Chevy truck season. See your Valley Chevy dealers today.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Not only does my friend Wayne from Plum Smart Plumbing, Heating, and Air give you the best rates in town at about half the cost of the other
Got a
guys,
minute.
he's also giving you the best referral plan ever. For every person you refer to Plum Smart, you can earn 5% of whatever they spend as a credit on your account. You can build up credits over time and use them whenever you want. And the best part, this applies to all future services they get. Go to itsjustplumsmart.com. That's itsjustplumsmart.com, because plumbers and AC guys charge too much.
This season, your are getting warmer and are getting cozier.
Peaks as well, or just the
And
theme?
so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated.
You got it.
They're one of the best ways to help protect yourself against COVID-19. You can get a COVID-19 shot at the same visit as a flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Talk to your healthcare provider to learn more and schedule at vaccines.gov. And don't forget to get extra cinnamon spice. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
You guys are hot.
Welcome back, everybody. Twin Peaks, the mood music. It is from the Gladiator movie. And the reason we are bringing that to you right now is because our esteemed boss, the one, the only, Roc, is hanging out in Italy at the Roman Coliseum. And he joins us on the show right now. Roc, fill us in. How is it?
I don't know. It's absolutely amazing, guys. I mean, and ironically, I'm on hold, and I'm here in Venezia.
you, right? You know, here Venezia's on hold, right? How cool is that? But no, we just got done a tour of the Coliseum, and what an amazing place. You know, 2,000 years ago it was built. They used to get 70,000 people in there in 8 minutes. In 8 minutes, they get 70,000 people. What an amazing place to be at, and just an amazing country to be at in Italy. And I have the luxury of talking to you guys at 11:15 p.m. in Italy, in Rome.
Rock, you better
awesome.
get home, get your sleep for that Ryder Cup thing that's going to be happening there tomorrow. And I'm just curious, how far are you actually from the course from where you guys are in Rome?
It's a train ride for about 45 minutes and another bus ride for another 20 minutes. And then they did a really nice job. It's in the middle of nowhere. The golf course is absolutely gorgeous. The undulations, you probably saw some of it on the Golf Channel, and you'll see it all weekend. But what a beautiful golf course. And I got to tell you guys, when it comes to representation from Team USA and the USA fans, it's probably 60-40 here in Europe, a place that we have not won in 30 years. In 30 years, we have not won here. And here we are, you know, representing. I know it was only practice day, but the crowds were there. Everyone's dressed up. Tomorrow is going to be the same thing. It'll be even bigger and better. We're going to get out there around 7:30 for the first pairings, which is alternate shot foursomes tomorrow. And it's going to be outstanding. I mean, the weather's a little warm, but, you know, it's shorts and, you know, wearing my USA stuff. And, you know, I'm obviously posting stuff on social media, but just a remarkable place. And I'll just tell you, there's some things that are just odd about Italy. And I don't know if either one of you guys have been here. I haven't been here since I was a little kid, but, you know, they don't believe in ice. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, you order a Pepsi and it's warm. I mean, it's like, we can't get ice. They don't believe in air conditioning. I don't know if they like us Americans that much either, but, you know, the food's okay so far. I finally had some pizza right before I got in the Coliseum, and it was to die for. It was amazing. And, you know, it's been tough. I mean, I'll tell you, for those of you that have traveled abroad, it's tough. It takes a good 2 days, I mean, to get caught up, and it's just the time difference. I mean, I'm 9 hours ahead of Arizona, and it's rough. I mean, it's, you know, you're really beat. You're trying to take naps, and, you know, trying to see it all. And Manuch, you'd be impressed. Yesterday, I got in the Vatican. Yeah, I was able to go to the Vatican, and I didn't get struck by lightning.
Wow.
Proud, you know?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
But Manuch, I'll tell you, Manuch, one thing that's interesting, I wish I would have paid attention more of CCD and, you know, going to church on Sunday so I would understand a little bit more of all the stuff that goes on here in Rome, because it's just an amazing place. And just to think, you know, how this is where it all started. Yeah. And the people are so friendly. You know, I just think it's got to be a bucket list for everybody. I mean, it's just, we're having an incredible time, and, you know, I'm here for a while, and you know, I got to practice round tomorrow, and then Tuesday I get an opportunity to see Real Madrid play Napoli in a Champions League match, which I can't wait for that. And I'll be calling you guys on that, because that's just going to be amazing. But tomorrow I get to meet Rick Horrow, the sports professor. He's here, so I'm going to have an opportunity to catch up with him tomorrow, and maybe I'll send you guys a picture or get on the air together. But looking forward to seeing Rick in person. You know, he's traveling from Florida, and he just got here today. So it's been amazing, guys. Just absolutely amazing. Wish you guys were here.
Listen,
do we.
Yeah, if you could have put me in one of your travel bags, I would have gone.
Charlie Regal, I know how the hell you always keep getting these assignments,
you always
Rock.
get the good gigs. Hey, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
And you talked about how friendly the people are and everything. Has the Ryder Cup, like in Super Bowl, when you're in a Super Bowl city, that's it. That's the only thing that everybody's talking about. Is it the same for the Ryder Cup now that you're in Rome?
I don't know. I mean, you see some signage, but not like a Super Bowl. No, I you know, and I went to Whistling Straits in Wisconsin. That was definitely, you knew the Ryder Cup was there. I mean, you kind of know it's here, but like, you know, I'm in Rome for a few days, and I'm staying at a Hilton, and there was a Viking, you know, ship that was there, and their people were there, and there was a big convention. It's right across from a convention center. So there are a lot of people here, but it's all tourists too. I would say, you know, you're seeing people, you know, at the Vatican, here at the Coliseum, that, you know, they're wearing the Ryder Cup stuff, you know. And I went 4 bills today. 4 bills in the team shop, man. Oh my God.
Damn, Rock.
That was rough. That was rough. I'm gonna need some. I'm gonna have to start doing weekends and overnights over there. Make some money. Because I'm getting beat up, man. It's expensive, but and it's weird because everything's euro, guys, right? So
Yeah.
it's like you can play Monopoly. I don't know. All right, what's that worth? $100, $50? You don't know. You just have it in your wallet. And you pay for it. But try and do credit card everywhere and.
3 minutes.
It's safe. You hear about the pickpocketing in Rome and all that, and I haven't witnessed any of that stuff for the most part. You hear a lot of police, like you can hear the police like you're hearing right now. Oh, one thing I gotta mention is the taxi cab drivers are crazy. For those of you who've been in New York, you know how bad it is there.
Yes.
10 times the worst. And everybody's got like a Vespa. So like you see these little Vespas cutting in front of you. People just can't drive for you know what. I mean, it's crazy. I'm freaking out. You couldn't pay me to sit in the front seat of a taxi cab. There's no way.
Wow. Well, Rock, I hope you brought your dance. I hope you brought your Danza-print to kind of calm you down, right?
I went to the local pharmacy trying to get some of the Danza-print, but they didn't have it here. Dude. You got to get it over here to Italy. But no, it's the drivers. I mean, but I will tell you this, to your point, Jimmy. There's police everywhere. I mean, you feel very safe.
Uh-huh.
I mean, everywhere. Like I'm looking at a couple of police right now, but everybody's on like these Vespas and
2 minutes.
And they're on these scooters and stuff like that. So, and everything is public transportation for the most part. And Jimmy, I gotta tell you this. You would fit in perfect here because every single car is like that little tiny smart car. Those little baby cars. Like a clown car.
Yeah,
everybody's got a clown car here. You'd fit right in.
I would fit right in.
He would literally fit right in the car.
I would.
Oh, no question. I mean, it's like they're everywhere because it's amazing because I haven't seen like one Land Cruiser or any like minivans. You don't see any of that. It's all little cars, little vans, just one person in them, those little tiny smart cars, Fiats and stuff like that. So Jimmy, you fit right in.
Perfect. Next time I told you should have just taken me in your duffel bag.
Right.
I would have been fine.
Yeah, you would have worked on the carry-on. But but guys, the biggest thing is the ice. Today I finally had my first ice cube.
1 minute. 1 minute.
And everything's crazy with the drinks here because they don't use in the food. They don't use much sugar. So everything's kind of bland. Like the Coke tastes flat.
Uh-huh.
It's but the prices weren't bad. I mean, Peroni's, which is the beer here, they were like $8. Whereas if you go to the Waste Management Open, that's $15 for a beer.
Yeah.
But like a great pizza today was huge. It's for two people was $9. So the food is very inexpensive. The soda and all that stuff, but just to get a cup of ice in our room trying to get the air conditioning go down, man. They don't let it go more. They don't let it go down lower than 73. It's crazy.
All right.
They
now,
don't believe in air conditioning.
there you go, pal. Now, listen, you have a great time. Say hello to Horo for Manuch and myself and Jax. And you enjoy the hell out of the Ryder Cup.
Enjoy the red wine, Rock.
Yeah,
please.
and we will look for you on TV.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Watch. You gotta watch Sky. That's everywhere. The big, the Sky. That channel over here.
Yes,
They're here big. I saw Ryder Cup radio and all that stuff. So yeah, absolutely, man, guys. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna go to bed if that's all right.
Oh yeah, go right ahead, kid.
Please, we'll talk to you manana.
Thank you, Rock. Have a good time, buddy. There you go. That is Rock live from Italy here on Roc and Manuch.
Nothing about the red wine. I'm like, the hell with Coke. I'm having red wine with all my meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That was great. He just got through a tour of the Roman Colosseum.
Amazing.
Wow, that's awesome. All right, we get back to reality. Pac-12 Network's play-by-play voice, Ted Robinson, is going to be our guest here in the next segment. We continue to broadcast live from Twin Peaks on Camelback on Fox Sports 910.
Clear. Trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Cardinals linebacker Zaven Collins was a full participant in Wednesday's practice after being poked in the eye during the Cowboys game. Running back James Conner also showed up on yesterday's report. He was limited with a back issue. He said in today's press conference, though, he's doing well physically. The Coyotes preseason picks up again tomorrow against the Golden Knights. Trenton Bourguet officially named the Sun Devils starting QB for Saturday's tilt with Cal. The Diamondbacks dropped today's series finale to the White Sox 3-1. They remain in the NL's second wild card slot, heading into their final series of the regular season to face the Astros. I'm Frank Harity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Upper Crust Pizza, Patio, and Wine Bar is your home for a variety of homemade, made-to-order pizzas, calzone, pastas, and more. But it's more than great Italian food. It's your home for college and pro football. Watch games all weekend. Plus, enter to win a free big screen TV every month. Upper Crust is the official home of the Ohio State Alumni Club of Phoenix.
No problem. Just search it up on YouTube and it's like, this one.
Creek on the 101 always has incredible daily specials. Pizza and football. A perfect match at Upper Crust Pizza, Patio.
Oh yeah, and I was vibing with the music. You know, it was very nice to just have that change of pace. You know,
Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
I have not. I've seen clips.
Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the Guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
A homeowner just like you decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the back side of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial, state48roofing.com.
Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B Thursdays at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. The guys broadcast live from one of 5 Valley locations. And tune in at 2:45 for Peaks Picks, your chance to win a Twin Peaks man card. It's Guys Live every Thursday at Twin Peaks.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into
All right, we got
the
Ted.
market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All Cities.
We got Ted Robinson on the line.
833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues.
All right, coming up in just under 1 minute with the Pac-12 Network
heart
intro.
failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. It may add up to transthyretin amyloid.
Yeah, I overheard that, so I just I assumed as much.
It's a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. DraftKings has all kinds of ways to get in on the action, including same-game parlays, props, live betting, and so much more. Use code SPORTS when you sign up on the DraftKings Sportsbook app to check it out.
This is Pac-12 country. And it's 6 points on one play. Chip Traynor. White the carry, White the cutback, White to the end zone. Time to catch up with one of the experts who you can see and hear on the Pac-12 Network.
You guys are hot.
Let's talk everything Pac-12 on the Roc and Manuch Show on Fox Sports 910.
Hey, everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. We're hanging out. Camelback at the Twin Peaks Lodge. It's a great day to be at Twin Peaks. It's awesome here right now, and we have NFL football for you tonight. It is Detroit at Green Bay. We're going to do college football right now because Pac-12 Network play-by-play broadcaster Ted Robinson is our guest. Ted, welcome as always, kid. It's Jimmy B and Manuch. Now, what a lot of people may have heard on this show is that Ted is an alumnus of Notre Dame.
Oh, he's a Golden Domer.
Yeah,
Yes,
he is. Yeah. So, Ted, what the hell happened last weekend?
I'm sorry, Ted. I did not prompt him at all.
Do you know how hard it is for me to hear that? I mentioned Chip Trainum last week, and now this week I listened to that clip again, and the son of a gun scored the touchdown on the last play. Of course, the fact there should have been a defender there, an 11th defender, that's just a detail apparently. But, I mean, could you imagine, guys, Michael Jordan coming out of a timeout and walking on the court when they're playing the Lakers and there's only 4 guys, and Michael go, that's all right, I got it. We don't need a 5th guy. Hey, come on.
You know, Ted, I hate to tell you this, but you're one of the first guys I thought of.
Yep.
I didn't see the lineman in the 3 technique. A down defensive lineman was missing. There's this gap, and they threw the first play. I'm like, why would you throw? There was nobody there, and then they finally figured out.
Amen.
There's another guy that.
Here's what's amazing, guys. No, if you go back and I was doing the Arizona-Stanford game, so I had the final minutes of the Notre Dame game on in our booth on a small screen. I couldn't really tell.
Right.
I come home and watch the tape, and there's timeout. Notre Dame has 11 players on the field. They take a defensive timeout with 7 seconds. They come out of their own timeout with only 10 people, and Ohio State clearly doesn't know it. They run a rollout play to the right.
Yeah, they did.
So now the second play where Notre Dame can freely run a guy on the field, you're allowed to play with 11. It's not a substitution. so they could run a guy on the field, and only Ohio State's coaches can answer the question, but clearly they knew because they ran right at where the 11th guy was good. So it's just so. But it's a fail. I'm being honest, Manuch. You helped me. Manuch, you played.
Yep.
My point is, it's obviously a coaching failure, a structural failure. But at some point, any one of those 10 defenders could jump up and down and scream and go, "Wait a minute, we're missing a guy." Are players being taught to be so robotic that they're only worried about their assignment and not what's around them? That's what I'm concerned about.
Well, Ted, you bring up a great point because the Mac backer or the Mike backer is always responsible to make sure you got 11 guys on the field or 11 guys in the huddle. That's your responsibility. It's like the QB on offense. You always make sure I got all personnel, 11 guys. But Ted, here's the thing. Run somebody out, take an offside to stop the clock. Okay, get half the distance. So you go from the 1 yard line to the half yard line. Take the penalty, get your guy out there. Who knows what can happen at that point? Maybe you put 6 guys down at the line of scrimmage and you stop them. Maybe a backer jumps over and hits Chip Trainum in the backfield. I don't know, but I mean, Freeman's aloofness, I'm sorry, Ted, aloofness in the post-game presser drove me nuts on top of it.
Look, the absolute worst option was the one they played with, to play with 10. Anything was them playing with 10. He finally, by Monday, he owned up to it. And I'm going to chalk that up to being a 35-year-old guy that's never been through this before. He finally did, because he needed to own up to it. It's a massive structural failure of, that it goes probably 5 layers deep within your organization, but he's ultimately accountable for it. I'm glad he finally owned up to it and took ownership of what was a disastrous mistake. So, the sad part was it was a lousy ending to a really good football.
Oh my God! and just so you know, the Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B, we are the Dr. Phils of Sports Talk Radio. That you can come on here anytime and vent, sit back, and just kind of let it all around. We're here to listen to you, Ted.
Yeah.
Oh man, well, hey, here's the other thing, guys. You know what I mean? Look, I'm coming down to Tucson tomorrow.
Yeah.
For the U of A game with Washington. But, USC and Colorado are playing Saturday at 9 a.m.
Yep.
And you know what? USC signed off on it. They're fine with it. And I think John Wilner, the great writer from San Jose, was the guy that he came up with this idea years back. And he should be credited for this because it was the kind of thinking that if more people in this conference had thought and willing to think creatively and aggressively could have saved this conference from the self-destruction. Had they been willing to say, now here we go. It's 9 a.m. When it first came out, people were going, oh, my God, we can't play at 9 a.m. But, of course, in Boulder, I understand it's 10 a.m. I get that.
Yes.
Yep.
But still, the point is it's way out of the box, and I think it's great. And the fact that Lincoln Riley signed off to do this with no problem shows me that it was an idea. It's an idea that is going to keep going.
I agree with that statement, but don't you find it ironic that with the dissolve of the Pac-12, and this year the Pac-12 is the strongest conference in college football?
Well, of course. I mean, it's horrible. That's why I'm so frustrated, because if people had been willing to think, if we had any leadership in this conference willing to think aggressively and creatively, yeah, this football season could have changed the dynamic. But it's just, it's over with.
Right.
I'm just saying, to me, the point I'm making is that this weekend highlights that aggressive, creative thinking, especially in a place like ours out here where football isn't the same as it is in the SEC. That's what you need out here. And sadly, we have almost none of that from the universities we're talking about.
I got to tell you what, with you coming in, by the way, it's going to be cooling down to 90 degrees.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
And by kickoff, it might be 82. It's chilly. It's sweater weather for us out here in Phoenix, and then down there in Tucson, it's always about 10 degrees cooler. Just so pack a warm sweater if you have to there, big fella, on top of it. You look at you look at Phoenix and this Washington team. Not that they're catching a lot of us off guard, but all the national pundits are like, wow, these guys are the real deal. At what point, covering this team the last couple of years with Phoenix at quarterback, or Penix at quarterback, did you see something a little special that you would probably, from your standpoint, see this year moving forward?
Yeah, look, 2 years ago it was a disaster. It was the Jimmy Lake disaster, blah, blah, blah. And now here we are. Last year, it's all new. And we had some exposure to Kalen DeBoer, the coach, and his coordinators at Fresno State. They had that well-known game in 2021 where they beat UCLA at the Rose Bowl, and Jake Hayner, the quarterback, went off. So we
3 minutes
collectively, our crew, Kalen DeBoer had a chance to be a good hire. None of us knew anything about Michael Penix. And when you saw him play last year, you're like, wow, this is we were on a call with Kalen DeBoer this afternoon, and I asked him the question because watching Michael Penix as a left-handed quarterback from about 1,000 years ago, which I was, every throw to me was an effort. Michael Penix looks like he's just lobbing the ball, and he's throwing 50-yard darts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is the most it's kind of Manuch-like. He's the most effortless thrower you could ever imagine. And I'm going to tell you the other thing I've come to hear from some people from within is that the offensive coordinator there is brilliant. Ryan Grubb, his name. I mean, I know they talked about it last week on the game that Alabama looked into hiring him. He's good. He's really good. So their scheme is strong. And basically, I was on the phone with this morning as well with Brendan Carroll, the OC at U of A.
2 minutes.
And I said, do you feel like when you're playing a game like Washington, you have to start with 30? And your plan has to be that I need to start the game at 30 points because I'm not going to hold them under 30. Right?
Sure.
I mean, that's how scary it is when you play USC, when you play Washington, really when you play Oregon right now.
Yeah.
Is you have to think that way.
Let me fire this at you then, since you just referenced the USC Colorado game, and it's a big play on Fox. The thing that I want to ask you is, does the Buffaloes make it a better game against USC because they're on their home field than they did against Oregon?
Well, I think, yeah, Jimmy, I think you have to say definitely they'll be better. It's going to be home. It's going to be a charged crowd and all of that. Yeah, that plays into college athletics is going to work. And it's going to be puzzling because,
1 minute.
I mean, I saw them live twice. They're good.
Yeah.
But they haven't played anybody of note yet. And Arizona State played them tough last Saturday.
Yep.
That's a game I did watch a fair bit of it. And they played them tough. So, this USC this will be the first team with a winning record they've played. So I can't see this being anything akin to what Colorado experienced at Oregon last Saturday.
It's always good, pal, when we catch up with you. And once again, we just couldn't help but reference the Fighting Irish and their struggle.
We just wanted you to vent, Ted,
yes,
just to get it off your chest, so that you're not growling. You're not growling at the dog over at the house, for crying out loud.
Thank you. Plus, hey, look, it gave me a chance to call Michael Penix a left-handed Manuch.
You're the best, pal. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
See ya. There you go. Ted Robinson. He'll be working the Arizona-Washington game on Saturday, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And if you haven't seen the Huskies play, look out because they are good. And Ted is always brought to us by All City Towing. All City Towing continuing to grow. They've got a lot of brand new vehicles with a huge fleet, and they are looking to hire. If you're looking for a new gig, just go to allcitytowing.com, click on careers. That's allcitytowing.com and click on careers. The pay is solid and they have excellent benefits, including a 50% match option on a 401k plan. Once again, it's allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's All City Towing. Well, Buckeye fans, this is the place to watch Ohio State play. It is the upper crust in Phoenix. Now, the Buckeyes are off this weekend, but they'll be playing next weekend. Upper crust this weekend will be hosting a big brunch as well. You can come in and watch all of the games. It's Upper Crust, the Ohio State alumni home in the Valley of the Sun. We want to remind everybody also, you need to get on our Fan Pick'em game. Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light are big sponsors for Fan Pick'em. Just go to fanpick'em.com and get registered. And buckle up, because brunch is now being served at your local Twin Peaks Lodge. Wake up with the scratch favorites that you love and classic brunch drinks that will not break the bank. Contact your favorite lodge for availability and more details. All right, everybody, when we come back, it is time for the Twin Peaks Picks. That's right, one of the lovely ladies to join us, and she will most likely beat.
Check this out. This is the Herd.
Am I just taking the first caller?
With Colin Cowherd.
So Aaron Rodgers, quote, our offense needs to grow up and not point fingers. So there's a lot of finger pointing at Zach Wilson from the offense, fighting on the sidelines, and Aaron says, guys, grow up. Aaron is trying to be a leader here. That I appreciate.
This is the Herd. Tomorrow at 10.
Hey,
listen to Fox Sports.
How are we doing the Twin Peaks?
Free iHeartRadio app.
Hi, this is Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We started in 1998 with our original store in Tempe.
Yes, sir.
Fast forward to 2023 with 6 stores across the valley. We've had a lot of fun along the way.
I am not.
Our pizza eating challenge and our appearance on the show Breaking Bad.
We can
to our employees and customers for 25 fantastic years. We have never changed our core ingredients or recipes, and every pizza is made by hand. I'm a proud 1998 ASU alum and the official pizza partner of ASU Athletics. Learn more about our story at venezias.com.
Yeah, I'll just take the first person that calls in. Just look for the first caller.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Over the years, Lerner Rose helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case? That means that Lerner Rose is a law firm that not only has experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate
Jimmy.
every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and
Yeah, you got it.
features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed.
I have not gotten a caller.
Tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Cream locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Sheba presents What Cat?
Sure. I'll just take the first caller if anybody calls in.
Cuts and gravy. 2 convenient servings of roasted chicken covered in savory gravy. Know what else cats want?
All right, coming back in 50
Red dots
seconds
from
with
your
the
laser
Twin
pointer.
Peaks picks
On the wall,
intro.
on the ceiling, on the couch, on the floor, on the vase. Buy Sheba Perfect Portions cuts and gravy. 0 mess, 0 leftovers. Snap, peel, serve. Sheba, what cats want.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. I gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency. All over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep a smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. And breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Are you ready? It's your weekly chance to challenge one of the beautiful girls from Twin Peaks. It's Peaks Picks. The Twin Peaks girls are the essential ingredient to the perfect lodge experience. Each week, our girl next door Twin Peaks contestant takes on a Fox Sports 910 listener for 3 games. Get the most picks right and win a $25 man card for one of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations: Scottsdale, Phoenix, Glendale, and Tempe. Don't forget man-size Coors Light draft specials every Thursday at Twin Peaks. Time for Peaks.
You guys are hot.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're hanging out at the Twin Peaks in Camelback today, and Kiera is going to be our guest selector. However, Ralph was on the phone, and then he said, I gotta go. So we don't have a person to play at this second. If you're listening, here's the phone number, and you get a chance to get in. 602-260-9191. 602-260-9191. We'll take the first person that calls, and we'll get him on the show and a chance to win a $25 man card.
Yeah, matter of fact, last week we had a push. We had
we did.
The server, I think it was Ashley. I forget who our caller was, but they went 1-1-1.
Yeah.
So there's a push. Kiara is our contestant here. A fine server here at Twin Peaks and Camelback. Kiara. How did you get, not Tiara, but Kiara?
Yes.
How'd you get Kiara?
I don't know. You know, it's a lion on Lion King.
It is.
That's
Yes.
right. Hakuna Matata to you, too.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Arizona myself.
Okay, where'd you go to high school?
Desert Vista High School, the Thunder.
The Desert Vista Thunder.
Yes.
There you go.
You know, you got Scooter Molander as your coach now. They're really struggling this
Okay.
year. But the guy I trained, Zach Brown, he's the quarterback. So I'm giving you a little overall roundabout about your Desert Vista Thunder. Man, you guys got it going on here tonight for a little Thursday night football,
Yes,
right?
indeed. It's going to be busy.
What are some of the specials?
We got Kardik on from last week.
You got some of the specials. Give me some of those specials that you have going on.
Yes, so today our beer special is going to be Coors Light, and then we are doing our happy hour from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then reverse happy hour from 10 p.m. until we close. $2 off draft beer and $2 off any appetizers that are finger foods.
All right, you're going to be playing against Kardik. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what we will do. The first game that we will have you select is tonight's game.
Okay.
The Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers. Kardik, welcome to the show, Kardik. Who are you taking, Lions or Packers?
Go Lions.
All right, who do you have?
I'm taking the Lions, too.
Okay.
Lions
second
duo.
game.
Second game is Arizona State travels over to Cal Berkeley. So ASU, the Sun Devils, with a pretty good showing last week, Kiara. So who are you going? You going ASU or Cal Golden Bears?
I'm doing ASU.
Oh, she's going Devils.
Mhm.
All right. Kardik, who you got, Kardik?
I'm going with Cal Berkeley.
Cal Berkeley, okay.
Okay, fair enough. And the last game, it'll be the Cardinals at the 49ers on Sunday. Who do you have there, Kiara?
I'm going to go with the 49ers.
And Kardik, what do you got, pal?
49ers.
Okay, so everybody is on that game. Kardik, make sure you stay on the line so we get your information, okay? Don't hang up, okay? So you are comfortable then with everything that you've selected,
Yes.
correct? You're solid.
Confident.
All of those picks.
Yes.
And one last thing before I let you go, you guys got the brunch specials going on all weekend long, too,
Yes,
right?
we are doing brunch Saturday and Sunday.
2 minutes.
We did just get a new burrito. It is a very big burrito.
Okay.
Is that so? I guess we'll have to taste test that bad
There
boy.
you go. Yeah.
Jackson taste tests everything.
Yeah.
Just get him involved. He'll taste test all that.
Okay, we'll have to get him.
Kiara, thank you so much. The Desert Vista Thunder from out there in
Yes.
Ahwatukee. Thanks for playing. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
And we'll see if you kick
Kartik's
Kartik's butt.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right, so there it is. That is our Twin Peaks Picks girl, and she was on fire. She knows her stuff, man. There was no question about that. All right, let's quickly get then to our football at 50.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Well, we talked about this last week a little bit. Apparently, it is the real deal where the XFL and the USFL are officially going to merge into one spring league.
Yeah, here's the quote. This historical combination will anchor professional spring football with substantial
30 seconds.
capabilities and resources to ensure future growth and continue to enhance the development of the collective players, coaches, and staff that are coming together. This is a great move, Jimmy. Love seeing this.
Yep.
And for a lot of the NFL scouts, a great chance for them to see them play all together.
Hey, coming up in hour number 3, Go PHNX. Howard Balzer, Cards beat writer, is our guest at 3:30. We're hanging out at Twin Peaks on Camelback, everybody. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
You should stop by for a visit.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Casino Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino Arizona.
Jenny!
Hey, Jenny!
Jenny, come on in! Steve!
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you! Hey, Meg!
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you. The NFL is back, and your free iHeartRadio app is your home for the NFL Podcast Network with full coverage of all 32 NFL teams. Get in-depth analysis from the pros on around the NFL. Win bragging rights in this year's draft with tips from the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast and more. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
When you buy Kroger brand products, you feel like you're winning. That's because they offer proven quality at lower than low prices. In fact, we guarantee that you and your family will love how Kroger brand products taste, or you get your money back. So next time you're shopping for the family, look for delicious Kroger brand products, because they'll make you all feel like you're winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Fries, fresh for everyone.
I'm Byron Brown, personal injury attorney. Can you tell by the music that I'm educated and experienced? How about now? Can you tell I'm tough and I'll fight for you? That I'm down to kick it with y'all? That's a bunch of bullshit. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call. No BS. I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer.
Did you know COVID-19 related ER visits are 3 times higher than the flu? Stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines, just like you did with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. The vaccine may not be for everyone. Please consult with your doctor. Brought to you by Moderna, proud sponsor of the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
When the Sun Devils take on Cal on Saturday, it will be Trenton Bourget as their starting quarterback. The Coyotes preseason continues tomorrow against the Golden Knights. The Diamondbacks drop today's series finale 3-1 to the White Sox. They remain in the NL second wild card slot, heading into their final series of the regular season when they face the Astros. Cardinals linebacker Zaven Collins, a full participant in Wednesday's practice after being poked in the eye during the Cowboys game. Running back James Conner also showed up on yesterday's report as limited with a back issue. He said in today's press conference, though, he's doing well physically.
Yes, Jimmy.
Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
From the director.
No problem. Did you see I got all this information?
13, now playing only in theaters.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center.
Phenomenal. All right.
Plumbing and electric needs. Call Parker.
For tonight, clear skies with temperatures in the mid.
He apparently played last week, and he's wondering where his man card is.
Skies with a high of 103 and a low of 73 on Friday. That's your Fox 10.
He said that he had all three of his right, and the server had two wrong.
Is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has great deals on a full range of HP printers, America's most trusted printer brand. And right now, Staples is dropping prices on their entire selection of HP printers, with select models starting as low as $69.99. See staples.com/HP for details. Upgrade to HP.
All right, coming up with CAZ top stories.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We're at the Twin Peaks on Camelback, and the Diamondbacks, once again, are struggling. They lost this game today in Chicago against the White Sox. The score was 3-1, and now they've got to prepare for a 3-game series against the Houston Astros, who are also in a similar predicament where they need victories as well in order to make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting series, and I think this is what we're all been looking for. If you're a baseball fan, for these wild card races to come down to, which eventually could come down to the last game, Jimmy, and you're going to have Zach Gallen on the bump tomorrow, Friday, and then on Saturday are Merrill Kelly, and then depending who wins, who loses, the Marlins are in the hunt watching them. The Houston Astros, they need to win out if they're going to make the wild card. And then there's the Chicago Cubs, who are playing the Atlanta Braves. So if you were to look at the odds, it's probably the Cubbies. I'm not going to say this to jinx anybody. They might be on the outside looking in because you're taking on an extremely good Atlanta Braves team. So for this Diamondback team, and I'm sure they're on the big bird coming back with your two top pitchers tomorrow night. And then Saturday, and then on Sunday, we won't know who that's going to be.
Right.
But if you're in a must-win situation on Sunday, Jimmy, and this is all coming down to the wire, I'll be very curious to see who they throw. They'll probably pull Brandon Pfaadt, their rookie. He pitched a shutout ball yesterday. They won yesterday 3-0 over the White Sox. And you know what? I think if I'm any of those pitchers, if you're a bullpen pitcher, if you're the bullpen catcher, if you're a starter, it's all hands on deck.
It is now. Yep. And like we talked about an hour ago, it's not how you get there. It's just that you get there. It's all about the result. You want to get in to the tournament. And I really hope they do, because it's going to set this town on its ear, because it hasn't happened for several years.
And if it comes down to tiebreakers, I do know that at least the Diamondbacks have the tiebreaker over the Cubs.
That's correct.
I'm not sure, Jimmy, over the Marlins.
Yeah.
I believe that the Marlins might have that. I'm not quite sure, but you don't want to have it come down to that.
No.
You really don't. But if they finish ahead of the Cubs, and it's between the Cubs and the Marlins, then you're right there. They're currently, that being the Diamondbacks, they're plus 1.5 going into. But now you got the Marlins playing the Mets tonight, and then the Cubs, as I mentioned, playing the Braves. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out tonight. So if they both win, you could see the second, third, and fourth place teams all even, or you could see the Diamondbacks at a half game, if that. I mean, I love it. This is coming down the wire, and let's see who can wear their big boy panties and make the pitches and make the throws. And then from that particular arena of how it's going to be, I would hope that a lot of the Diamondback fans that are there to go out there and root on their Diamondbacks tomorrow night, Saturday and Sunday. Fortunately, this is the last home stand.
It is.
Taking on the Astros.
And football is out of town. So that would be a great night to go on Saturday, on Friday night, and Saturday night. Hey, our State 48 Roofing question of the day for a free quote, repair, or installation. Just head to state48roofing.com. Follow them on social media by searching hashtag sexy roof status. And here is the question. Who do you feel is the best college football conference in the nation this year? And you have 4 options: Pac-12, SEC, Big 12, Big 10. When we had Ted Robinson on the show, I referenced it right then. I'm voting Pac-12 for this year.
Well, so far, the Pac-12 leading the charge. And again, you can go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter, 57.1%, followed by the SEC, 28.6%. The Big 12 at 0%, and then the Big 10 is at 11%. I went with the SEC as of right now because those are the big dogs that have been there and done that. But the Pac-12, how ironic is it that they've got 4 teams currently listed in the top 10,
right?
6 teams in the top 25, that the conference is breaking it up, much like the Yankees back in the 20s. Break them up. That they are going to go out with a bang, and if they can just get their – who knows? Maybe at least one team in the final, in the playoffs this year. That'll be very key to see if they truly pass the litmus test before you have everybody either going to the Big 10 or the Big 12. And then with Oregon State and Washington State still left to see how that whole thing's going to shake out.
I'm going to say what Ted Robinson said earlier as well. The Pac-12 never had a commissioner with any cojones. Lives Larry Scott and now Kliakoff. And look, it was a total freaking disaster. The Pac-12 network, it should have been on everywhere so people could watch it, just like the Big Ten network, just like the SEC network, just like the ACC network. But no, we're not going to cut any deals with anybody because we're the Pac-12.
Let's just clarify for those turning Ted Robinson's Pac-12 network play-by-play voice.
Yes.
That joined us a little earlier that Jimmy keeps referencing, that he very strong feelings, as we all have them.
Yes.
As reference to nobody really stepped up. Now, I don't think anybody could see. We knew Oregon would have a good team. We knew USC would have a good team. We knew Washington was on the precipice. But what they're doing right now is, I think, above and beyond. I don't think any of us saw Washington State doing. Oregon State kind of, sort of. But, I mean, that Oregon State-Washington State game was a Donnybrook. It was a great game.
A terrific game.
So you look at the SEC, they're going to have somebody in the fold in that final. And then as far as the Big Ten's concerned, I think right now Ohio State and Michigan are kind of the odds-on leader. But don't sleep on Penn State, folks.
Yeah.
So you got the top 3 there. You got the top 4 in the Pac-12. You got your top 4
Utah, Manuch.
Exactly, and you got your Pac, you got your SEC.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have the usual suspects that'll definitely be there, but the big dog, pardon the pun, Jimmy.
Okay.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
I knew you were going there.
Could not resist. Had to go down that road.
Yeah, I know.
So those are some of those things that when you stop and think about all the things you want to do from that standpoint are going to make those kind of things happen.
You know, it's the SEC is down this year. They don't have any real powerhouse teams. The Big Ten, once again, it comes down to the big 3 in the Big Ten, and they have like 38 teams in the Big Ten, and only 3 of them are any good, and that's Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State. And then you get to the Big 12. Now, people are going to say, well, Texas and Oklahoma, they're both leaving. Well, they haven't left yet. They're still in the Big 12, and those teams are undefeated. And then you get to the Pac-12, where you have Oregon, Washington, Utah, USC, all undefeated, and Washington State, undefeated. Oregon State with just the one loss at Washington State last weekend. Manuch, I know it sucks being a Pac-12 fan. I grew up in Seattle. I loved the Pac-12. I loved it when it was the Pac-10. I loved it when it was the Pac-8 when I was a little kid.
I just look at the Pac-12 and I'm going, man, the irony of it all. But you know what? You got to hope that they're going to be definitely into a particular scenario or situation that they're going to make things happen and just throw this, just discombobulate those that'll be voting once the playoffs get into contention.
Right.
As to see who those top teams are going to be. So overall, when you look at what we're going to see this weekend, and on top of that,
yeah,
Oregon State could be one of the spoilers, even though they lost.
Yeah.
When you see USC and then Washington, and then you got a big game this weekend. Can U of A in its third year, can they upset a Washington team that's going into there on top of that?
I'm telling you, if you have not seen the Huskies, they are the real deal. They can play. And Michael Penix, the quarterback, he should be a Heisman candidate. He is that good. But knowing what will happen on the freaking East Coast, they never watch West Coast games. They don't even know who the hell he is.
Some of the other news that's breaking as well too is the trading done in reference to the Suns, Portland, and Miami. Some of the latest reports as we're seeing here this afternoon is that Drew Holiday may be a candidate for the Miami Heat. And I will say this, when you stop and think about any other moves that are going to go out there, I thought Richard Jefferson's comments reference to could there be issues in reference to that team, that being the Portland, the Milwaukee Bucks having any kind of issues moving forward with such superstar players from that standpoint.
Well, here's the thing. If indeed
3 minutes,
Jrue Holiday is dealt by Portland, they do have an interest in Tyler Hero, who could be part of that trade, and they could probably throw together a couple of draft picks for Miami. I don't think that the Los Angeles Lakers are out of this yet. They have lots of players that have draft capital. They still have some picks available as well. It would not surprise me if the Lakers, by hook or by crook, find a way to get into those conversations.
Well, and I will say this. It's interesting how this Milwaukee team got involved at the very last second.
Yes.
And they were nowhere to be found as we caught up with Gerald Bourguet of GoPHN at Phoenix.com, beat writer for the Suns. How that, not that it came out of clear blue, but there was a couple more trades that need to be made.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
So that came together with Milwaukee and with Drew Holiday, who's basically the heart and soul. He and Middleton and Giannis, as we mentioned, didn't want to go anywhere, has vowed to stay there. But I think that I've got a hunch that move to get him out of Portland and to move on to an East Conference team will be something I hope we see. And then to hope to see the Holiday and the Damian Lillard matchup, confrontation, if you will.
It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Hey, everybody, don't forget about Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em. It's all powered by Blue Moon and Coors Light. You just go online, make your picks. At the end of Fan Pick'em, at the end of the season, a chance to win $5,000 and weekly man cards if indeed you are a winner. Just go to fanpick'em.com. And by the way, at Twin Peaks, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It runs through October, and in support of breast cancer awareness, all the Twin Peaks girls will be switching it up with pink plaid every Tuesday and Wednesday this month. So come on out and show your support. We want to remind you also, the only local sports gambling show in Arizona can be heard on Fox Sports 910. It's
1
on
minute.
Saturday, and it is presented by Casino Arizona, the sports book at the CAZ Sports Bar. It's Mike Bauer, it's Mike Gross, and our very own rookie Jax. They are there from 11 until 1. The guys will give you uncensored betting opinions, analysis, and advice. Once again, it's this Saturday from 11 until 1 on Fox Sports 910. All right, a quick break. When we come back, who let the dogs out? Who? Okay, that's about it for me. It's Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on The Drive, are the Suns done making moves, or does the DeAndre Ayton trade increase their chances of making even more trades? Plus, we'll preview Cardinals-Niners, 6:05 on The Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
I'm looking at two wrecks in the West Valley right now on 10. One of those eastbound at 91st Avenue blocking the right lane. The other one westbound 10 at the 51st Avenue off-ramp blocking the right lane. Crash on 37th Avenue in Grand. This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick-and-mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our progressive kickoff jackpot contest, quarter squares, football bingo, and propositions contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday night tailgate party at Casino, Arizona.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Cream locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Escape the scorching heat and get indoors at Putting World's 18-hole putting experience. Stay cool while mastering the greens and having a blast with family and friends. Visit Putting World today.
There are many signs that you may be in financial trouble. Late mortgage payments, paying bills from your retirement account, or paying one credit card with another. If you're experiencing financial hardship, bankruptcy may be right for you. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. At Lerner & Rowe Law Group, we'll take the time to carefully examine your situation and develop a plan that is right for you. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group today for a free consultation.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Sean Forster, Managing Attorney.
Need a new big screen for the football season? Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light has your chance right now. Text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 59925.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting? Welcome to Putting World, the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The D-backs dropped today's series finale to the White Sox 3-1. They remain in the NL second wild card slot, heading into their final series of the regular season against the Astros. Trenton Bourguet officially named the Sun Devils starting quarterback for Saturday's game with Cal.
All right, who let the dogs out in 30 with the Twin Peaks generic line?
They're looking to begin play next year. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson owns the XFL, while Fox Corporation owns the USFL. I'm Frank Garrity.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. DraftKings has all kinds of ways to get in on the action, including same-game parlays, props, live betting, and so much more. Use code SPORTS when you sign up on the DraftKings Sportsbook app to check it out.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks.
You guys are hot.
Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
The party was nice, the party was pumping.
All right, everybody, we are back and we are bumping. There's no question about that. Here at Twin Peaks, Camelback is where we are located today, and it is time for Who Let the Dogs Out. It is our underdog pick of the week. Manuch, how come Rock, you, and Jax have not got a win so far on dogs?
Oh, please. You got one.
Yo,
You got one.
Well, how many do you have?
Every once in a while, Brian.
How many do you have?
I'm 0 for 3. Yeah. Jax, why don't you enlighten our audience a little bit how bad we're all doing?
Yeah,
Jimmy is way out in front.
I am.
Yeah, these dogs have eaten us alive here on the segment, but this week changes. Feel confident, but last week we all lost. Rock picked Baylor 14.5 against Texas. Texas demolished them. Manuch had the Buccaneers +5 against the Eagles. They definitely did not lose by 5. Jimmy B, probably the worst one of all, had Colorado +21. And then I had BYU +8.5 against Kansas, and it looked like it was going to hit until the very end. So it's a new week, all 0-3, but we got to give it first to Jimmy B, who was 1-2.
Woohoo! About time I got a little credit on this godforsaken show. All right, so here we go with our picks of the week. Now, Rock is not here. He's in Italy.
He just pitched it to you to give your pick.
I know he did.
He did. That's your cue. Take it.
Will you just wait a minute?
He give you the show.
Jimmy B.
What?
Take your pick.
Yes, I was just recapping what Rock did. Okay. All right. I'm going to take Duke at home against Ted Robinson's Notre Dame clueless Irish because they didn't know they were a man short for not one, but 2 plays against Ohio State.
Well, they are the Leprechauns. They're a man short.
That is true. You are Duke is the smart guy school. I'm getting 6 points. Duke at home. Riley Leonard, their quarterback. Big game against the Fighting Irish. There you go.
I'm going to go ASU is a 12.5-point dog going into Cal. What I saw last week as far as ASU virtually taking USC to the mat, even going into the fourth quarter. If not for a late interception by Drew Pine, you got to throw the ball deep. You might have scored. You might have taken the lead 28-27. Could you imagine Arizona State upsetting Cal?
That would have been awesome.
Their defense, that being Arizona State, and the way that they played, you got a very good Cal defense. They took Georgia to the mat, but they lost. Their offense, nothing to write home about. Good coaching, but I just think that's a lot of points. I'm going to take ASU as my dog since they're getting 12.5 points. I think they'll cover against the Cal Golden Bears.
So the limit is 3, and I'm going right at 3 as of right now. I'm going Ravens on the road at the Browns. I think they played awful last week.
Ooh, man.
You got Lamar Jackson coming back hungry, pissed off. I like the Ravens to pull out the upset at the Cleveland Browns.
I'm gonna bring this to your attention then, rookie. And that is, did you see the way that Deshaun Jackson played?
Deshaun Jackson's not in the NFL.
Deshaun Watson played last week at quarterback. He looked like the Deshaun Watson of what we saw at Houston. I think the light bulb has gone on for him.
And for you Cleveland Brown fans, you might have, it's painful to say this,
I bet,
a complete team this year.
Yeah.
How about their defense? Deshaun Watson looking like the Deshaun Watson of old.
Yes.
Before all the massages he's had for over the last several years. Allegedly. Yes.
Allegedly.
I've done this a few times, Jax. I got to make sure I hit that, make sure I cover my rear end, pardon the pun. But you know what? It's interesting. You see it in the National Football League. I think as the season goes on and you take a look at a lot of the scores and especially the games this week, it's going to get to that point like tonight's game. I mean, in Detroit, you got the Lions traveling to Green Bay. It's -2. Basically, it's a pick-em.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, you've got a Jared Goff, experienced quarterback, and this Lions team, they were right there in the playoffs last year. They knocked out the Green Bay Packers.
They did, at Green Bay.
But is it because of Jordan Love's now quarterback versus one Aaron Rodgers? If Rodgers was on this Packer team, would that be Packers -3? See what I'm saying? So with all the moving parts in reference to the National Football League. Look at another one. Look at the Dolphins and Bills.
Okay.
With the high-scoring Melendez brothers of the Miami Dolphins.
Boy, they are.
The Bills are -2.5.
Yeah.
Think about that. You would think. Now, you're going to get 3 points automatically at home, right? You would think with all the pundits out there that are seeing the Miami Dolphins put up, 40 burgers, or at this point, 70 burgers, that they might go into Buffalo and be they might be +3. It might be the flip. But they're giving the defense of the Bills. And now one Josh Allen, who's playing a little bit better football.
He played really well in the last game against the Commanders.
And then you got the Broncos and Bears. Could this be the ugly game of the week? I mean, could this be the most ugliest game of the week? It's in Chicago.
I thought about taking that as a dog. And
I did too, Jimmy.
I couldn't do it.
And Denver's -3.5 in Chicago.
Yeah.
They're both 0-3.
They're terrible.
Somebody's got to win, right?
Yeah.
And they're just bad footballs. And to that point, as far as the Ravens and Browns, and then the other one, another probably brutal game, depends on how Ryan Tannehill plays, is the Bengals at Nashville taking on the Titans, -2.5. So trying to find a plus or -3 or our criteria.
Yes, that's our criteria.
Very hard in the National Football League this week.
I considered that Broncos-Bears game, and I have to confess
3 minutes.
the Bears quarterback is my quarterback in fantasy.
Oh, Justin Fields, your guy.
Oh, my God. He sucks pond water.
Well, there's 3. You didn't even mention the other ugly matchup. There's 3 0-3 teams that are playing each other. Okay. Vikings at Panthers.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
pretty ugly as well.
Yeah, they were right.
Bryce Young coming back. We'll see if they can get things clicking. Then you got Kirk Cousins and all those around the Vikings. He said this morning that when he's in the meeting rooms, it's just like grueling to be on the team, grueling to play football, and he hopes his sons can, enjoy the game of football, is what he said this morning in a press conference.
Who was this?
Wow. This was Kirk Cousins.
Wow.
So you can tell that he's starting to not really like what's going on over there in the Vikings. It's really interesting what's going on there.
You would have thought watching the quarterback on Netflix last year, watching him fairly cool, calm, collected, he would get fired up. The way that he could kind of brush things off and get through them. Guys, I'm telling you, it catches up to the best of them.
Yes, it does.
I don't care how cool, calm, and collected you are. It will catch up to you. It will gnaw at you. That's why as a quarterback and as a leader, sometimes you've got to watch your comments.
2 minutes.
And pressers. You know what? Hey, we're doing it. We're going to keep working at it. You got to be positive. He needs to go to the Russell Wilson School of Positivity and Press Conference. Now, those can get a little bit too soupy and syrupy at times.
Right.
But I will say this. You just got to be careful that the team doesn't buy into what you're thinking and doesn't go out there. That's why, hell, you watch the Cardinals after they got thoroughly embarrassed against the Giants in that second half last week. They came back,
played great,
shook it off, came out fast and furious, and kept it on this Dallas Cowboys team. That's why I had a hard time, guys. I don't know about you guys. Had a hard time picking the Cardinals as a dog.
I did too, just because of that.
It's -14 by the Niners.
That's a big line.
They are a damn good team, but it was -12.5 is where the line ended with the Cowboys game last week. But little did anybody know that 3 of your offensive linemen would start.
Correct.
We knew that Diggs was going to be out at corner.
Right.
But we didn't realize, they knew the center was questionable, that the other 2 were going to be out, which kind of flipped that script. But I just have a hard time taking the Cardinals as a dog there.
But, I mean, it's funny, too. At the beginning of the season, we talked about how the Cardinals were underdogs in all of their games this season.
Yeah.
They're currently 3-0 against the spread.
They are.
So, they're not going to be favored. But if you want to get some money, you might want to go underdog here.
I'm surprised that you didn't grab them.
I almost did, too, Jimmy. I'm not going to lie. 14's a lot. But, again, Brock Purdy's dialing in this defense. Josh Dobbs is going to have some trouble against Nick Bosa.
I could see 38-10 here. I really can, because they got to find an answer too for Christian McCaffrey.
I just wonder how Paris Johnson's going to do against Bosa.
Oh, now that's a very good.
Hello,
he did decent against Parsons.
He did. Bosa's a totally different animal. All right, everybody, that's our Who Let the Dogs Out segment, and you have our dogs for the upcoming weekend. When we come back, it is Cardinals beat writer Howard Balzer from GoPHNX. He's going to break down what the Cardinals and 49ers are going to be matched up against each other this coming Sunday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Behold.
Clear.
Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix. New Suns players Yusuf Nurkic, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson will be in Phoenix by the end of the day.
Trenton Bourget was officially named the Sun Devils starting quarterback for Saturday's tilt with Cal. The D-backs dropped today's series finale to the White Sox 3-1. They remain in the NL second wild card slot heading into their final series of the regular season against the Astros. Cardinals linebacker Zaven Collins was a full participant in Wednesday's practice after being poked in the eye during the Cowboys game. Running back James Conner also showed up on the injury report, limited with a back issue. He said today, though, he's doing well physically. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, clear skies with temperatures in the mid to low 80s. And to finish out your week, sunny skies with a high of 103 and a low of 73 on Friday. That's your Fox 10 weather update.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under. Like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our progressive kickoff jackpot contest, quarter squares, football bingo, and propositions contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday night tailgate party at Casino, Arizona.
Upper Crust Pizza Patio and Wine Bar is your home for a variety of homemade, made-to-order pizzas, calzone, pastas, and more. But it's more than great Italian food. It's your home for college and pro football. Watch games all weekend. Plus, enter to win a free big screen TV every month. Upper Crust is the official home of the Ohio State Alumni Club of Phoenix. Upper Crust, on the southeast corner of Cave Creek on the 101, always has incredible daily specials. Pizza and football. A perfect match at Upper Crust Pizza Patio and Wine Bar.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Hashtag sexy roof status. At State 48 Roofing, we are family owned and operated, born and raised in Arizona. We'd love to give back to our schools and community. Contact us at state48roofing.com.
We're your neighbors. You should stop.
All right, got Howard on the line.
We're Casino, Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino, Arizona.
Hi, I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Recently, Lerner & Rowe was named the second most influential law firm in the United States. Although we have offices in other parts of the country,
yes, sir, we got them
here and raise our families here. We are your local law firm. No other law firm in the state
just as open
to the experience, reputation, and results as Lerner & Rowe. When you're hurt in a wreck and need a check, call the law firm that can get you the results you need. Call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Got the urge to pick games each week? Thursday, Sunday, even Mondays? Then sign up now for the Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, courtesy of Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's totally free to play. Head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
if these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from the top business executives across Arizona.
All right, coming up in 30 with his intro.
So join in by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. DraftKings has all kinds of ways to get in on the action, including same-game parlays, props, live betting, and so much more. Use code SPORTS when you sign up on the DraftKings Sportsbook app to check it out.
He's been covering the National Football League for 48 years. He currently works as Arizona Cardinals lead writer.
You guys are hot.
PHNX.com. A longtime Hall of Fame voter, Howard Balzer, now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Howard Balzer is our guest. He's been covering the NFL for 963 years, and he is
give or take, Jimmy.
Yeah,
it's about 950.
Okay, 950.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Howard, welcome as always, pal. How are you today?
I'm doing well. What was that long ago movie by either Carl Reiner or Mel Brooks? What was it? The 1,000-Year-Old Man?
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
I starred in that movie. Absolutely. Yeah.
That movie came out like 1968, Howard.
He's the best. Howard's the best. I guess the Zaven Collins story is pretty interesting here. Why don't you fill in the listening audience?
Yeah, it was got poked in the eye, jabbed in the eye, whatever you want to call it, and had to leave the game and stayed out on a block. I watched the tape of the play, and you really couldn't see it happen because he was kind of really close in quarters with the left tackle, Chuma Edoga, who was playing instead of Tyron Smith. And it was, pretty bad, he said at the time. And he talked to the media today and said that, they said, the doctor said he'd never seen anything like this. He said it was more to the muscles above the eye than the eye itself. And then he said, I went into the locker room and I looked in the mirror and I really did not like what I saw. And so, but he said it really wasn't painful. It was just, it was just that he couldn't see anything, and he had blurred vision, for a bit. He wore a patch for a couple days. Now he's been practicing the last couple of days with a visor, and he believes he'll be ready to go. He also mentioned, though, guys, I'm really curious what's going to happen. He also mentioned that Edoga guy, the blocker for the Cowboys, also got Dennis Gardeck, who has a black eye, just not as bad as Zaven had, and his eye was really bloody. But he said that only happened like in the last couple of days, as the time is going on. But he says it's just itches. It's not that painful and all that. So he says he's going to play. I'm going to be real curious when the NFL fine list comes out Saturday if this guy's going to be fined for this, because the officials obviously could not see it, and that happens a lot of times. If you don't have the right angle,
right.
It wasn't like it was out there in open space and the guy just pushed his hand. They were pretty close to each other. So yeah, it was tough one from him, obviously, because it happened in the third quarter and he missed a bunch of snaps. And the funny thing is, real quick, when Nick Rallis, the defensive coordinator, was asked about all the injuries in the defensive line, injuries at linebacker, Josh Woods missing a couple of games to start the opener. He said, "What's that like trying to figure it out?" And he says, "Well, what I say to the guys is, because he basically said that you never want to use the word injury. So he calls it changing shoes. I lost the shoe. What are we going to do now?" And so I thought that was a weird way, to handle it. But hey, they're going to go into this game. It looks like Collins will be able to play. Jonathan Ledbetter hasn't been in practice the last couple of days with what is listed as a finger injury. So that's another hit on the defensive line if he can't go. So it'll be real interesting what this team does, tries to attempt to accomplish on Sunday against the 49ers team, guys. They have won 13 consecutive regular season games. Mm-hmm. And the crazy part about it is that streak started last season when they were 3-4. And guess who else was 3-4 at the same time?
Would that be the Cardinals?
The Cardinals.
Yeah. They're 2-11 since then, and the 49ers are 13-0. So obviously, if anyone thought the Cowboys were going to be a challenge, certainly the 49ers truly will be, and beat the Cardinals last year in 2 games by a combined score of 76-23. And in both games, the Cardinals did not score in the second half. Wow. But the 49ers have been doing that to a lot of teams. I actually charted this, guy. In this 13-game winning streak, they have outscored teams in the second half 186-59. 59 points in the second half in 13 games. 6 times they shut out teams in the second half. And in the fourth quarter, it's 82 to 26 that they've outscored teams in the fourth quarter in this streak. So obviously the Cardinals have their hands full on Sunday.
And Howard, if you look at the fine training that one Brock Purdy had through his college and high school days, if you look at his scoring percentage in reference to those games, he's 8-0 as a regular season starter now.
Right.
You see him progress from that second, third, fourth quarter. He might start slow, but if you look back to last year and this year, he starts to kick in and the offense starts to kick in to see all those points in the third and fourth quarter.
No question. And he protect and the main thing, certainly with a 49er team like this that has all these weapons on offense, a real good offensive line, and obviously a defense that's just outstanding, is it's basically just don't make a mistake. And so far this season, by the way, guys, I know it's only been 3 games, but there's only 4 quarterbacks in the NFL that haven't thrown an interception. Guys who started the season opener. Only 3 have not thrown an interception. Brock Purdy, and by the way, Joshua Dobbs are 2 of those 4.
Wow. And does Pat Mahomes have just 1 interception? Does he have an interception yet? I was wondering.
Yeah, he does have 1. He does have 1. I believe he just has the 1. I'm fairly certain, of that. So yeah, so he's like, and on the outside, all people do is question Brock Purdy. On the inside of the 49ers, and when you talk to coaches and teams that talk about him, all they talk about is how good the guy plays and how in control he is.
Yeah.
Which leads to the point about not making mistakes, not having interceptions, delivering the ball where it should be delivered, making those decisions quickly. And obviously, when you have a Christian McCaffrey and you have George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk, who didn't even play against the Giants, and Deebo Samuel, who hasn't practiced this week, so that'll be something to watch in the next couple of days. He hurt his knee and ribs in the game last Thursday against the Giants, and so we'll see if he's able to go, because obviously he's a big part of that offense. Ayuk has been back in practice this week for the 49ers.
Now, you alluded to the resiliency that Coach Rallis has as a defensive coordinator.
3 minutes.
And I looked at Dante Stills, and I'm going, who? Dante who? and then, you look at guys that are plug and play. Cameron Thomas came in, got a big sack there for Zaven Collins. But did they activate Stills that morning or Saturday before the game? When did they activate him?
Well, no, he's been on the roster. So he's on the 53. He's not on the practice squad. So he was not active for week 1.
Okay.
But then with LJ Collier getting hurt in week 1 and going on IR for week 2, Stills was active for that game and played in the week 2 game against the Giants. And then, of course, they end up losing Carlos Watkins to an injury, and Stills was active again and had more snaps in the game last week than he did the week before. So he's been on the roster, but boy, they've been shuffling guys on that defensive line. And of course, a real interesting story, and we'll see if he's able to play this week, especially with Ledbetter potentially
2 minutes
out, is Roy Lopez, the local product, skied high, who he was surprised that he was cut by the Texans. He injured his hamstring in the second preseason game, but he was working on it, recovering. And I mean, this guy started 29 games for the Texans. Now, granted, it was a different coaching staff his first 2 seasons. And then the Texans, put him, waived him injured and the cut to 53. And then they reached an injury settlement. He came back here to Arizona to continue rehabbing. And now the Cardinals have signed him to the active roster. And man, I'll tell you, he's above the moon. I mean, his dad is coaching at Desert Ridge, and he's back with his, he's here where he grew up. He's home with his family. And I was talking to him today. I said, maybe this is something you don't even dream about, but maybe you do dream about it, but it doesn't usually come true. And he said, absolutely. You couldn't have written the script any better. So
1 minute, 1 minute.
If he can get up to speed quick enough to, get some snaps in that game on Sunday, because, they just don't have many healthy guys right now.
All right. 30 seconds. Do the Cardinals cover the 14-point spread? That's what we want to know.
They're 3-0 so far in the spread there, Howard.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
They are. And I should maybe do that here. I do do a little bit on a station that I'm still on back in St. Louis called the H-Bomb.
Uh-huh.
And I've been doing it for 2 decades. And what we do is we pick games that have 6.5 point lines or more and drop the bomb on the favorite and say they're not going to cover. And of course, what you hope to happen is have the underdog win the game. Well, guess what? I'm 2-1 so far this season, and my 2 wins are picking the Cardinals to cover against Washington, and I picked them last week to cover against the Cowboys and got the outright win. So I've decided I'm riding that one until the Cardinals, disappoint me and don't cover. So I think they've got a shot. Obviously, as I just pointed out all the numbers, so much depends on – they'll play them. They played them not badly with a different team. Certainly last year, it wasn't bad at halftime of those games. And in the second half, the 49ers just pulled away. That will be the key in this one because, the Cardinals, so far, they've been outscored 30-7 in the fourth quarter so far this season. And they haven't been that good in the second half. So they'll have to do that, I think, for them to be able to cover. The 49ers have scored at least 30 in every game this season, and going back to last year, scored at least 30 in 6 consecutive games.
Wow.
And so that's just how good, obviously, this team is, in all 3 phases.
So Howard just dropped the H-bomb on this show as well. Thank you, my brother.
There we go.
Thank you, my brother. You have a good weekend.
You too, guys. Take care.
There you go. Howard Balzer, PHNX. You can follow him on Twitter or X at HBalzer721. HBalzer721. Always great information from Howard. All right, a quick break. When we come back, football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is the
Clear? You're excited. I'm excited.
with Colin Cowherd.
Trayvon Diggs, the great corner for the Cowboys, out for the season. Defense wasn't as aggressive. Dak Prescott had to play on the road and trailed. He was just ordinary, mostly. And Mike McCarthy's coaching is always up for debate.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
I-10 eastbound near 91st Avenue. We have an accident off a right stop and go traffic from 99th Avenue. 10 eastbound near 35th Avenue. There is a crash off left. And we also have an accident 10 westbound near 35th Avenue.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting? Welcome to Putting World, the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
It's Chevy truck season, and with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With a Chevy Silverado, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability, an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen, and the choice of powerful engines to pick from, whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ
1 minute for football at 50.
Casino, Arizona.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call, no BS.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Hey y'all, this is Ronte, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is the pimento cheese. I was like, go cheese, go pimento, go honey, go get it.
Hi, this is Chantrice, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is the mild spiciness of the pickled jalapenos. No, it's the crispy chicken. Actually, I can't decide. It's the entire sandwich.
Order the honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real Chick-fil-A guests paid for their testimonials.
Let's get ready for football! It's football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports.
You guys are hot.
And the iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back, everybody. We're hanging out Twin Peaks on Camelback, and it is football at 50. It's always presented by our annual Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, and it's powered by Blue Moon and Coors Light. Make your picks before tonight's game at fanpick'em.com. And it is the Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers this evening. Manuch, you got a feel for this game or not?
Well, I don't know. I mean, after you saw the Lions go in and winning one of the big games early on, and then laying an egg at home.
Yeah.
Coming back and winning last week. I don't know. I'm kind of hedging toward the Lions, but Jordan Love caught fire.
He has
17 unanswered points in that victory last week in Green Bay. This game is in Green Bay at Lambeau Field, the hallowed grounds of Green Bay. I don't know. I want to say Detroit, but something about Lambeau Field, Jordan Love's starting to feel it. So I'm looking at the Packers to win this game.
See, I'm going the opposite direction, and I really believe that the Lions have found themselves and that they truly believe that they are the best team in the so-called black and blue division. So I'm going to go for Detroit in tonight's game. And that is our football at 50, presented by our annual Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, powered by Blue Moon and Coors Light. All right, let's get now to the Lerner and Rowe one call.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Ronald goes! There it is! He did it! A 40-70 season, and a season unlike any other in Major League Baseball history for Ronald Acuna Jr. Take the base and take a bow, number 13. Numbers that we never knew if we would see in the game of baseball. But in 2023, Ronald Acuna has done it.
All right, that is from last night's game. 40 home runs, 70 stolen bases for Ronald Acuna Jr., and that is our Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all. In a wreck, need a check? Well, just make one call. 602-977-1900, always at lernerandrowe.com, and you get a free consultation as well. One call, that's all, 602-977-1900. Now, let's get to what's on tap.
All right, Connor, pour me a cold one back there, if you could, please. It's coming about that time. On TV, you got the one game that a lot of Diamondbacks will be very interested in, the Cubs at the Braves. That'll be at 4:10 here. The pregame coming up here in about 5 minutes. That'll be on ESPN Plus. And as we just talked about, the Lions at the Packers, that'll be on Prime. The kickoff is set for 5:15. So that's what's on tap. Brought to you by the Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss Brewing Company. now available at the Tavern Grill in Scottsdale. That's at
3
88th
minutes.
Street and East Via Linda. The Arena Sports Grill on Bell Road and 62nd Street. And the Upper Crust is at Cave Creek and the 101 right there next to the Costco. And also in the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. And by the way, the new Roc and Manuch Amber is coming to BKD's Backyard Joint at Pecos and McQueen and Chandler. Try it for yourself. That's the Roc and Manuch Lager, and coming, the Amber by Huss Brewing Company.
All right, time to get our State 48 roofing. It's your call question of the day results. And for a free quote, repair, or installation, just head to state48roofing.com. You can always follow them on social media by searching hashtag sexy roof status.
All right, who do you feel is the best college football conference in the nation? Just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Is it the Pac-12? Is it the SEC? Is it the Big 12? Or is it the Big 10? Well, currently, Jimmy, the Pac-12 leading 61.1%. The SEC is second.
2 minutes.
At 27.8%. Big 12, 0%. Let's go. And in the Big 10, 11.1%. That Big 10, I thought we might get more Midwesterners voting.
There's only 3 teams.
Well, you give or take. And I think for the Pac-12, are they live? Are they Memorex? Are they pretenders or are they contenders?
They're live, and they're the real deal this year in the Pac-12. There's no question in my mind about that. Look, I watched the Oregon State-Washington State game. By the way, the Cougars are still undefeated. Utah is undefeated. Washington, USC, and Oregon, they're all undefeated.
And I got to tell you what, it looked like, I don't know if ASU was playing that good or USC's leaking a little oil with their defense.
Okay.
We're going to find out bright and early at our time, 9 o'clock Saturday morning, as they go into Boulder and take on the Colorado Buffaloes. A little bit of a banged-up Colorado Buffaloes team, but just see if Coach Dion and Coach Prime can work his magic against those USC Trojans.
Hey, listen, we had a great time here always at Camelback at Twin Peaks. You owe it to yourself to come on out and enjoy their great food and cold beer right now at 28 degrees. It is cold. Tomorrow we'll be at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale